So today we're going to talk about these three very important, alphabet, which is called SEO. And SEO is very, very key today because SEO, search engine optimization, is really the things that it is one of the most powerful digital marketing tools that any marketers can use, right? And so the things that SEO, in fact, it is about driving visits from Google's organic listing, right, as well as other search engine like Bing or Yahoo if you still uses them. So I was wondering, anybody here in this room still use Yahoo or Alta Vista? Have you heard of Alta Vista? No, right? So if you use Alta Vista before, you really show your age, right? So no need to raise your hand up, right? So it's all about using Google right now, and as you can see from the last two sessions that we did on digital landscape. Google is really at the top as the main website that I think globally people uses it, with the exception for Taiwan and China. So Taiwan uses Yahoo, and so they are top in Taiwan. And Baidu, it's a search engine that is very popular in China, right? Yeah. So but generally the things that Google has been very, very, popular amongst everyone. So it is a very important part of the mix that we need to leverage on the Google platform, which is basically the SEO platform. So in last week we talked about websites, how important is to have your website, and having your own website, whether it's a B2B, a business to business, or business to consumer website. You got to make sure that that your website is has information or content that is relevant to the consumers out there. Who are looking for, what do you call OTC medicines, for example, right? In your case, for pharmaceutical, for XEPA or SP. So SEO is really about driving visits from Google's organic listing, right? So organic listing as well as other search engine, which does not have what I call a cost per click. So the things that when you click on the listing, the organic listing, which you can't pay Google to list you at the first page or the first position, all right? That part, when anybody clicks on that link, which goes to your landing page of your website, that's free. Right. So from a business contact point of view, from a sales point of view, this is a very good quality leads. A very good quality leads because they voluntarily come to your site, right? As opposed to we do a lot of advertisements, whether it's online or offline, and sometimes advertisements can be quite misleading. Would you agree? All right. I mean, you pay the copywriters, right? You pay the designers, the artists, come up with fantastic advertisement copies and design, and that main aims to arrest the attention of people. So, but in the case for SEO listing, this is a natural listing. This is a voluntarily click action, right? So if they so the things that if you contextualize from a business point of view, anybody who comes through the entrance page from a Google SEO listing, or the other word is called SERP, SERP, which I've learned is called search engine ranking position, right? Yeah, position, right? So the things that this is going to be so good. So ideally, you want to really attract this type of visitors who are seeking information about your product category. I would say product category first, right? So product categories is not the brand name of your product, but the category of your brand that you are actually competing in. All right. So it could be respiratory, it could be like anything for cardiovascular and so forth and so forth, right? So these are the product categories. So medicines for those type of different type of categories, product categories. So they're looking for the categories, they're looking for service. Like for example, my case last week was water tank, right? Yeah, and brands that will eventually lead to what I call a sale, right? So the things that for SEO, if you can really master it, SEO in fact can potentially be one of the most important website traffic driver. All right. So first step, have a website that is good with relevant content, and the other one is making sure that you're driving a lot of traffic from SEO, right? Because this is going to give you good quality leads. So some part of this this course that I will share with you is actually quite quick to implement, but to be very honest with you, this is not an easy area. Okay, not it's a super it can be super technical, and the thing is that you need to actually hire an expert to do it. But this course here is to highlight to you what are 3 things that you can do as a marketer right now that immediately that you can see your SEO performance will just move you up. So I'm not going to promise you after this today's morning's lesson that after you have implemented all what I taught you this morning, that your website listing will be #1 in the first page of SEO. No guarantee. In fact, a lot of my clients ask me, how long does it take to be on the first page? I say the things that depends on the category, right? So if you are in a very high involving type of product categories, like medicines, like pharmaceutical, or for example, financial and all this, it takes a long time because it's very, very competitive in the category, right? So I mean, minimum, right, to get to #1 is 6 months. And some of them could even take 3 years to be #1. But the key point here, ladies and gentlemen, is not to be #1, right? It's not to be #1 position. It's no point having #1 position and the things that people click on because you get lots of website traffic. But the point is that you are not able to convert, because the main objective, the marketing objective or the business objective is really about converting this high quality leads that comes from the SEO listing, right, to become your customers, right? So henceforth, coming back to this, keyword is so important. So you will know that as far as SEO is concerned, it got to do with a lot of keywords in your content, on your articles, and also at the back end, the technical part, which is called the what you call the SEO technical part, where you talk about meta tagging. So let me just, if that's okay, if you I just want to give you an overview in terms of what is SEO is about and what it can do for your business and the expectation, right? So if everybody's okay with that, just give me a nod in the screen, and I can see that I can just dive into the section here, right? So this is the part here talking about. So today I'm going to talk to you, bring you through 3 techniques that will immediately boost your SEO, but not necessarily to be #1, right? Yeah, not #1, right? Especially right now that you got to think about your existing website, because last week I mentioned about having a B2C websites, because currently right now XEPA SP is more of a B2B website as opposed to a B2C website, business to consumers website. So in order for you to boost your SEO, you first need to have a B2C website first. All right. Okay. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. But it's good for you to know, because the things that for you to learn these 3 techniques, so that when you create your website, your brand new spanking website, right, for your B2B or B2C website, right, in this case, right, then you know, right, what to brief the web developer, right? Because it's so important. And right now I'm just going through this journey with my client, SciTech, which is the aircon manufacturing, precision aircon manufacturing for warehouses, for shopping malls and hospitals and things like that. and they just build their website. And the things that I'm just going through the web developers and says that, hey, make sure that you put in the page title, the meta tag description, the H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, and that's a bit of technical, which I will cover that, all right, shortly. So, okay, is everybody ready? All right. Okay, 12 questions, and each question is only 20 seconds, right? So you got to be cepat, right? All right. Okay. Because one thing I want to share with you is this. Let me just take a picture of this to make sure that I record. So Vivian, I will be sending you a 20 ringgit Grab voucher, right? Okay.
Thank
for
you.
this activity itself. Right. So I just want to mention that you know I mean there was a it was done intentionally because in the search environment, you know, many times of us, I think many people sometimes just type in, right? All right, in the search engine, right? So it's kind of like you know, it can be typo, but the thing is that Google is so smart, right? Like for example, I'm just typing this up, right? So I say Zappa, right? SP, right? Zappa SP, right? So can you see this? Google asks you, do you mean it's Zappa SP or not, right? So no, Google has this artificial intelligence that they can detect. They know what are the keywords that you intend to actually look for. So this is what I mean, right? So it's kind of like you know, good that you pick it up, right? So as much as you pick it up, so can Google too, right? Okay. At this time, I just want to just check with Victoria because I'm seeing that you, okay, Victoria, can you use your mic, Victoria? Can you, Victoria? Can you?
Yes.
Okay, right. So it's super important that your you know, your mic is working, because later on when we break into groups, right? You know, I think the most important thing is they can hear you, right? So thanks, Victoria. I just wanted to check whether your mic is working or not. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So thank you so much for doing this activity, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, let's dive into this, you know, sharing in terms of what are the 3 techniques that you can actually, you know, use to boost your SEO. Right. So as I mentioned just now earlier on, before the game, some part of this SEO and this course that I will share with you, you know, it's going to be quite easy to implement. And these are the 3 techniques that you can implement right now. In fact, sorry, 2 out of these 3 you can implement right now. And the second technique is going to be quite difficult because it's called the cornerstone content. All right. So the things that, but the things that you need to be very proactive, because the SEO algorithm by Google keep on changing, right? And in fact, there are more than 9,000 factors, 9,000 factors, 9,000, right? And it's changing every day. So every day they are changing like a few algorithms. So the Google algorithm basically changes their algorithms because they want to serve the most relevant, you know, and most trustworthy content to their search inquirer, right? So people who use their platforms. So you need to be very proactive, and the things that you need to think more in the long term to get the win, right? To get the benefit of SEO, to get the benefit of you know, being on the first page of the of your website listing, on the first page of the Google listings, which is called SERP, right? Search engine ranking position. And the things that if you get this right, it's going to provide you a lot of great source of traffic. But it doesn't stop there, right? The things that what you want is that it's not just the traffic. Obviously, if you work on the IDA funnel, right? IDA funnel, which is the awareness, interest, desire, and action. you not only want that the top of the funnel, the traffic for the top of the funnel, that's important, because the larger your traffic, coming to your website, the more opportunity for you to convert down the funnel, which is the action part, right? So the things that you want to make sure that you have all the relevant keywords, so that when people search for your keywords, Google will say that, hey, that site has the type of content that you want to actually that the searcher needs, and then henceforth Google would raise you up. And the things that once you have the relevant content, the keywords that represents that comes up from the content pieces that you have in your website, what it does is that when people land to your website through the SERP listing, and the things that they will be converted. So because at the funnel, again, you want big traffic, large traffic, and you want them to convert at the end of the funnel, of the IDA funnel, right? So is everybody clear on this point here? Right? Yeah, so that's the context, right? Yeah. So the time now it's 9:31, and I'll take easily about an hour. So we'll take a break about 9:15, 9:30, right? So so if anyone needs to just leave the class for a short while, you just private message me in Zoom. All right, everyone? Okay. All right. So let's get started. Okay. So these are the three key areas that you can look at in terms of three key techniques. I think the first one is leveraging on SERP's feature. The second one I'm going to cover is cornerstone content. So this is about content marketing. It's coming out with pieces of content from main pieces of content from your website, right? So if your content, if your website has like 10 20 articles, so you're going to choose out the 10 articles from your website, one of the main one that is going to actually drive people to click on your website listings on a Google page, and that's going to be a cornerstone content. And then I remember last week I mentioned that I'll be doing this this persona template, all right, the customer persona template with you. So we will do this activity at the end of the cornerstone content, because that helps you to integrate all your messaging and also your distribution platforms that you're looking at to drive people to your website, right? So cornerstone content works on this framework, which is basically what I call the consumer persona template, right? And the last one, it's slightly more technical. This is going to be for you to know that how to brief your web developers, that you want to actually improve your meta tagging. So meta tagging will talk about the title of your website, the page title, the meta description, and then followed by the H1, H2, H3, up to H6, the headings on your website content page, right? So every single web page has different set of metadata, right? So that's going to be the end of the sessions. So right. So are we good on the scope? So these are the three areas. So technique number 1 and number 3 is something that you can do after the class, okay, right? But technique 2, super tough, right? That's something that you got to take a longer time, right, to do it, right? And especially you need to have your websites ready first before you can even do this technique number 2, cornerstone, and technique number 3, right? So technique number 1 is something that you can immediately leverage on it already. Okay, so let's dive in. So as I mentioned just now, SEO, in fact, is one of the most powerful what you call digital marketing techniques that you can actually leverage on. So the things that why is this reason so? Is because the things that if you look at this, it's particularly because the reason is that if your target audience is actively searching for information about your product categories, service, and brands, and so this is what I call intent marketing, right? So can everybody in the class right now just quickly unmute yourself and say intention, right? It comes from the root word intent, right? Intent marketing.
Intent marketing.
All right, thank you so much. Intent. So I think for marketers like ourselves, we want to know what is the intention, right? Intention of our prospective customer, right? Because intention, then do you intend to forsake? Nobody have intention to forsake, right? But people have intention to buy a car. People have intention to go for a holiday. People have intention to to plan their financials. A lot of planning, but in terms of medicine, I don't think so. People plan to forsake, right? So it's kind of like in terms of SEO, it's kind of a bit more tricky for you, right? But the things that what I'm sharing from my experience working with Bracket McKaiser, you know, if you have content, which a lot of content of the how-tos, how to get rid of bad cough, how to get rid of how to make home remedy, right, for bad cough, for dry cough, and all these things. The how-to tends to be the most attractive, right, SEO link that you can actually create for your website, right? Just very important, right? This is a very important point, right? Because nobody intends to forsake, right? So, but they forsake, they immediately wants the answer of how to solve their problem immediately, right? So it's not like, oh, it's nice to be educated, right? It says, okay, what is bad cough? The definition of a bad cough is this. I mean, those are good. Those are good. But that is not going to be your cornerstone content. That's not going to be the main content that you want to put on the first page of your Google listing. Because remember, what you want is conversion, right? Not people just come to, oh, it's so nice, right? And I find that, again, my experience working with RB is that, when you have a search term like cough, most of the time, just that one word cough well, I mean, for those who is very good in English, right? So I'm not sure. Is it a noun or is it a verb? Cough. Is it a noun or is it a verb?
Be both.
Huh?
It can be both.
It can be both, right? It can be a noun, right? But the things that so things that what I'm trying to say here is that if you have your keywords that is more of a verb, like how to, an action and all this, that tends to convert better from a marketing point of view, right? So make sure when you when you do your meta tagging, right? When you do your meta data, right, on your website, right, or you put all the keywords there, right? You got to make sure that you have all those verbs in there rather than just nouns, right? Yeah, because that tends to convert better. All right, are we good on that point? Okay, so again, this is not English class, right? But I'm just telling you that I'm sharing with you, what works. What I think will work for you based on the experience that I have. So let's dive in right now to leveraging on SERP features, right? Because one of the key things about SERP features is that it's very key. And as you know, SERP stands for an abbreviation of what I call search engine search engine results page, right? It's not ranking, it's results page. So it's the results that people are looking at as a result of when they key in a particular keyword, which is basically the information that they want to look at. And in your case will be something that they want to solve their problem right now. All right. So what is really SERP is, right? So SERP looks like this. So if you look at SERP itself, say for example, I type in the word cough here, right? Cough here. And the things that you have listings like this. So in this case, this one here doesn't have an ad on top of it of this, SERP listing. So this is basically, ladies and gentlemen, SERP, search engine result page, right? Number one, right? Right, number one. Okay, right. So just let me just get the term correct. Yeah. Result page, right? So this is SERP number 1. You can see here, which is by this UK company hospital. It's called National Hospital, right? NHS, right? So it says that you can see here, sorry. All right, so you can see here that this is actually called the feature snippet. So this is like the number 1 position, right? This is the number 1 position. So Google used to have like SERP number 0. All right, they used to call this SERP number 0, but at the 2019, I think 2 years ago, they decided to take away, right, SERP position number 0, because what happened is that when you are featured in this feature snippet, you get another what you call a replicate of your website listing at the following positions at the bottom. So that's 2, right? That's 2 position, right? So if you happen to be in this position, which previously before 2019, it was called SERP number 0, right? So what Google does is that he will put you in the first 0 position, which is the top number 1 position here, and also they will also again repeat your listings at the bottom of the SERP. All right, so that's 2, right? So after 2019, Google decided to say, I want to declutter this, right? Because it's like, why repeat the listing, right? Why repeat the listing? So right now, this has become the feature snippet, which is this, who has extra information, right, compared to the other positions here at the bottom. And the things that you can see here now, this is called SERP number 1, right? SERP number 1. And then after this SERP number 1, you have this section called people also ask, okay? All right, it sounds like a bit like Malaysian, right? Sound like Malaysian, also lah, right? So Google, and the thing is that this is a very, very important section, right? This is very important. Right? So this section here, at the get-go, Google will actually list the 4 listings here, right? 4 listing here. So this is called SERP number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, right? So it's not here. SERP number 1 and SERP number 2 is here. It's actually SERP number 2 starts from here. People also ask, how do I know if my cough is serious? SERP number 3, how long does my dry cough last? And number 4, what causes dry cough? SERP number 5, why my cough is not going away? So if you look at this, right, Google really put a lot of emphasis on answering people's question, a lot. So the thing is that if your page title, that means the title of your web page, right, it's about XEPA SP, right, Tussidac, for example, or Lintus, whatever, right, or Aslint, right? It doesn't really tell people what is the value proposition, what is it solving me, right? And because of that, when people see that kind of page title, people will not click to it because number 1, people are not familiar with the brand. Number 2, they are looking for a solution, how to, what to do, and things like that, right? So you got to answer people's question, right? So page title has always got to do with answering people's question. So therefore you see here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see over here, it says cough, right? A cough is a reflex action to clear and all these things. So if put yourself in the shoe of the consumers, somebody who's actually searching, because the person that doesn't have the intention to have a cough, but he had a cough, right? And he needs to get rid of the cough immediately. So he's asking, right, how do I know if my cough is serious? How do I know how long this dry cough will last? What causes dry cough? No phlegm. When we go to the Chinese medical hall, the first thing they ask is it got phlegm or no phlegm? Yao tam mo tam, right? Yeah, kind of thing, right? And dry cough is the most irritating one, right? And why my cough is not going away. So the thing is that you got to look at this, right? So if you look at the bottom right on the screen, right, at the bottom here, right, ladies and gentlemen, bottom here, this is something that you don't have right now. This is something that I actually subscribe to and I pay money for. It's called Uber Suggest. So this one shows me the position of 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10. which is basically, you can look at it later on. SERP, this is SERP position number 1, right? Which is a very short blue bar, right? Blue vertical bar. It shows that the traffic is actually very, very low, even though they are on the first position, right? So what it does is that you can see SERP number 2 and number 3, which is basically how do I know if my cough is serious. SERP number 3 is how long does my dry cough last. You can see here at the bottom of the screen here, right? The graph here with the blue bar. SERP number 2 and number 3 has higher traffic. People are clicking through this listing more than SERP number 1. You see that? Do you see that? Right. So I just want to ask the class right now, why? Why? Can anybody unmute yourself? Why is this happening? Why not SERP position number 1 supposed to get the highest traffic, right? Supposed to get the most click through, right? As opposed to SERP number 2 and number 3.
Because people do searching for solutions.
Yes.
They want to search something that benefit themselves.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the word how to there, I see how to.
Yes, how to, right? It's answering people's question, right? It's answering people's question, right? And so absolutely correct. Thanks for that. And if you look at this here, this will be like after the 4 listings of people also asked, then comes SERP number 6, all right? SERP number 6, right? So you can see here, number 5, position number 5 at the bottom of this one here. In fact, here, there are 6 questions that people ask. But at the get-go, Google only lists 4 of the 6 questions that people ask. All right, because like the things like I mentioned before, there are a lot of factors that comes in play in terms of how Google rank your website, how Google rank the position of your website. It's not just the page title. Just because you have why, how, and what, all right, that doesn't mean that Google will put you first on the first page. That doesn't mean that, right? Because if you look at SERP number 6, right, why am I coughing, right? So causes and prevention. So you can see that this has basically on the 6 positions before this, and obviously there are reasons why, which I will share with you later on. So this is number 6, and the bottom here is number 7. And obviously the things that as you scroll down your website, right, there are more listings here, right? Yeah. So say for example you go down further down, right? Further down. So further down, after the 7, obviously be 8. You can see, coughing causes, why you cough, how you prevent, and then you have SERP 9 here, SERP 10 here, right? Okay, and the things that people normally don't go beyond after SERP number 10. Okay, yeah. So do you go below? Sometimes, perhaps sometimes, right? But what you do is that you will refine your keyword. So this keyword that I key in just now was cough, right? Was cough. And the things that, so if I can find what I want to find in terms of the listings from a cough keyword, I want to refine, right? I want to refine. So the things that for you as a marketer is you need to know all the keywords that people are finding, right? Keywords that people are finding, right? So that's basically the introduction of in terms of the search ranking, how keywords are very important for you to look at it, right? So and the things that for this keyword itself, cough itself, again for the Malaysia market, you have 2 platforms that consumers uses. One is the Malay language, Google platform. The other one is English, right? Okay, so in this term itself, if you look at cough, the word cough itself, in those search queries, right? Those people who are doing search queries, they are Malaysians who use the Malay Google platform, right? They do type in the word cough, and you can see that there's an average of 12 months, 5,004, right? Look at the top, right? the top 5,004. And if you want to have a Google ad, and it will cost an average of 1 ringgit 25 cents, right? Super cheap, super affordable, right? So the search volume, that means that there is a market demand for this keyword called cough, right? And so there are 5,004. So you can use this data to do your market analysis. It says that are really people looking for cough, right? This keyword cough, and there are 5,004. But whether this keyword is going to convert you to a customer, that is actually another, section altogether. Because my point of view is that, just because you have the keyword cough in your website, that's not going to immediately convert you, because you really got to look at those verbs, right, as opposed to noun, right? And the things that it is the verb that converts, it's not the noun that converts. Am I sounding a bit philosophical? Right? So I repeat, the noun doesn't convert. Noun keyword doesn't convert. It's the verb that will convert, right? And especially in your sector, pharmaceutical, when you talk about OTC medicines and all these things, right? It is the verb that converts, right? So, but for this introduction in terms of the keywords for your SERP ranking, I just want to show you, right? There are data, right, that you can get. So there are demands of 5,004, and in terms of to rank this keyword to be on the first page, the ranking difficulty of SEO is 33 over 100. So that's the skill, right? 33 over 100. Yeah, it's skill, right? So 33 means that it's like about 1/3 difficult, right? So how difficult is it? It's about 33 over 100. But then if you were to actually want to do Google Ads, for example, the paid difficulty is only 1 out of 100. Super easy, right? I think the last time I saw was Hirix, right? The cough medicine. But it's not competitive, right? And it's super cheap. It's $1.25 average price, right? For a click, cost per click is $1.25. And interestingly, if you look at the chart on the last 12 months from January to December 2020, right? At the start of the COVID-19 outbreak, you can see that it shows here the split between mobile and mobile search and desktop search. There was a surge in March, from February to March. Is it surprising? Definitely not surprising, right? Right? People are just like so afraid of cough, right? Oh, you cough, right? You got COVID-19, right? People are so afraid, right? So you can see that Google has all this data, right? That sees that when was the search of this keyword? When are people looking for cough medicines or find out what causes cough? Whether how to get rid of coughing? Why am I coughing? That the search. Then after that, in April, people start to cool down already. But there's still an average about 5,004 over the last 12 months, right? And you can see at the bottom here, there were 1,565 people who click on the SEO results, right? So on this keyword cough, out of 5,004, there were 1,565 people who click on the SEO results, right? And you can see here the darker blue, basically the things that this is basically SEO, right? These were the 1,565 people. And there were no Google ads. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see this. I present you a golden opportunity. The opportunity is what? What is the golden opportunity? Can somebody just say loud in the class? What is the opportunity to get yourself, your brand, number one, in the first position? Anyone? Okay, and since anyone don't want to say this, it's Google Ads, right? So pay $1.25, right? Get yourself number one. That's the fastest way. That's something that you can do immediately, right? Yeah, and then don't title your Google Ads as XEPA SP, your product name, right? So even your ad can be like how to get rid of dry cough. That could be the title of your ad, right? That could be the title of your ad. All right, very important point, people. Very important point. So when I ask you to do a Google ad, please don't go do a typical ad. Don't do a typical ad, right? You know, so do an ad that solves people's problem. So that's the fastest way you can do, and it's super cheap, right? And you can see the conversion, right? When you do Google ads, you know, Google will give you the analytics. You can tell your bosses, right, how much actually, you know, how many keywords I buy. You know, say for example, you want to buy, like for example, 100 keywords. It will cost you 125 ringgit, right? 125 ringgit in a sense. Okay. So the things that it's very key for you to actually you know this part here. That's the golden opportunity. And then interestingly, look at the part at the bottom here, which is on the right section, the bottom right, searches age range. You can see that the different what they call age group bracket itself, you know, the large extent, you can look at this, below 34 years old, right? Isn't that surprising? 34 years old, right? 34 years old, below 35, 34, right? They represent about nearly 80% of the people who key in this keyword cough, right? And then another observation I want to actually share with you. Just now I said that, you know, noun keywords do not convert. It is verb that converts, right? Another observation from my experience that I noticed is that, you know, when you have such keyword called cough, right? And yes, you have 5,400 people who actually key in that using the Malay Google platform, and of which 80% of them, out of the those people who click in, 1,565 people who click on that, they are actually what? They are actually 80% of them are actually below 35. So it tends to infer, right, that these are all actually medical students who's looking for the definition of cough. Right? So these are not your consumers. These are medical students. So that's why I say when you have a keywords, please don't have noun keywords, right? Especially you work in the pharmaceutical sector where they talk about very scientific names, right, or scientific symptoms, right? Right, and medical students will need to you know, find out, okay, this is the definition of dry cough. What is dry cough, right? Consumers will not key in this keyword called what is dry cough, right? Yeah, it's more like how to, right? How to get rid of dry cough, right? So kind of like that just, you know, affirms the fact that don't have noun keywords but more have verb keywords, right? Is everybody okay with this point? Everybody okay with this point? All right, very important point, right? Yeah. So when you work with agencies, when you engage with agencies in terms of Google Ads, you also need to know, all right, what are the keywords your agency people are actually selecting with, right? So if they give you a lot of noun keywords, remember what I said. Ask them this question: you think this keyword will convert? Because the objective of buying a Google Ads is not just for brand awareness, but it's for conversion. Supposed to lead to your landing page. Remember the barrel example, right? The barrel, the pen. I was keying the fountain pen, and it landed myself into where? A note taker pen, right? So again, landing page is so important, right? Right? Supposed to land. So if you have a title called the Google Ads, which is how to get rid of dry cough, it's supposed to land you to that specific page that tells people this is how you get rid of dry cough, period. And this is where you can get it. This is our e-commerce shop, right? This is a link. You can buy from Apex Pharmacies online, right? Or Lazada or whatever e-commerce trade partners that you actually work with, right? That landing specific page, all right? So that's why it's important for us to learn about landing pages. Okay, so moving along. This is basically the English language, what they call the consumers who basically use the English language platform for Google. You can see that for the same keyword itself, there are lower search, right? 1,900, right? And SEO difficulty, it's 32, and paid difficulty is 1. Literally nobody buy the word cough, right, as a keyword. So very smart marketeers. So if I see that there are some people buying this word, all right, it's really, really not smart, right? So you can look at it at the bottom, only out of 1,900, 551 at the bottom, right? At the bottom left. All right, you can see that 551 people click on this SEO results, and none of them have any paid ads. Again, 80%, I would say 70% of people are actually below 34 years old. Okay, 34 years old, right? Okay, so at this point itself, I just want to say this, that most of us are English educated, right? Yeah, but don't forget, if you live in Malaysia, if you are Malaysian, if you are a Malaysian marketeer, don't forget the Malay audience. The Malay audience, and I have not even do kind of a key research on Malay keywords, because I'm sure batok, batok maybe got more, right? Yeah, you can try and say. So when you hire an agency, right, many times marketeers want to have big growth and they want to have a large website traffic. And the simple thing that they can do immediately is to explore the Malay keywords. Malay keywords, right? I'm sure about Singapore, right? But there is no Google Chinese, right? Yeah, no Google Chinese platform, right? But again, in Singapore, I think all of you are very well versed, in terms of multi-linguistic, right? Both English and Mandarin. But psychology always says this, right? People are always comfortable in communicating in the language they are educated or in their native language. But in the search environment, it's different. In a search environment, it's different, because there are many terms, many things that people are looking for. Most of the time, they are spelled in English. But in the case for Malaysia, Google platforms, a lot of Malays would definitely use Malay keywords. So if you want to achieve growth in your market, the immediate thing that you can do is to explore the native language, right, that Google provides, right? So in Singapore, it's primarily English, right? So I would say this. So even in Yangon, also will primarily be English too, right? Yeah. So because Google is the most important platform. But I think Dr. Choi, in the search engine, the most popular search engine in Myanmar will be what? Is it Google?
I have to answer like it's Google, but most of them use Facebook.
Facebook,
because
right?
Myanmar people they don't even own Gmail sometimes.
Okay, understand.
So they,
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your whole internet, accessibility is controlled by the government, right? Yeah, and Google is a Western country, right? Which is not something very friendly to them. All right. So moving along. Okay. Now it's time. It's 10:03. So let me just take probably another 12 minutes. Then we'll take a break. Okay. All right. All right. So everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. All right. Another 12 more minutes, then we take a break, all right? So hang on your horses there. All right, so the next part that I want to show you, to dive in more into the keywords, right? So what I have for you here in front of your screen is both two sections, one for the Malay and one for the English language, right? So if you look at the left table itself here, you see the word cough here. There is an what they call the average of 5,004 volume of search, right, on these keywords, right? But only about 1,565 people click on the listings, right? So not everybody for 5,005. But then you look down here, cough syrup. Again, this is a noun, right? Cough medicine. This could be probably more of a word. People are looking for cough medicine, 1,000. So as a marketeer, if I want to make sure that my SEO performance is good, I will look at all these keywords, right? All these keywords, right? And I will prioritize the keywords, even though, like for example, whooping cough may not garner as much as this 5,004, and probably the things that the click-through is going to, the click-through percentages is going to be higher, right, than 5,004, right? If I do a math, right, 1565 over 5004, I get the percentages. I will compare, say for example, whooping cough, right, which is 1000. So just maybe I just give an example here, right? Say I type in cough medicine, right? Cough medicine here. Okay, cough medicine here. So 720, right? At this point, again, as I mentioned just now, right? 720, and this is for the let's do that, the Malaysia. Okay, refresh this. So what you get here is 1000 for those Malaysian who uses the Malay Google platform, right? 1000, right? So you saw here just now here is 1000, right? Cough medicine 1000, right? Cough medicine 1000 here, all right? And so I'm interested to know what is the click-through rate, right? So the click-through rate is people who clicks on this result is 231, right? So 231 over 1000. Well, thank God, simple math, right? 23% conversion rate, 23%, right? As opposed to just now when you look at the cough itself, right, which is 5004 using the Google Malay platform, right? So the conversion rate for this will be, okay, so can somebody, kind soul, can just calculate for me, right? 1565 divided by 5004. What is the conversion rate? 1565 divided by 1004.
29%.
Oh, 29%.
Yeah.
Well, higher than what you call the cough medicine, right? Which is 23%, right? But the thing is that what I'm trying to say here is that we got to look at all these conversion rates, and this is something that you want to ask your agency, right? Because as a marketer, you are more interested on the conversion rather than the click-through, right? Rather than just the numbers of how many such queries, right? And I can tell you this, right? Your agency won't like you, right? Because this are really a lot of work. Just imagine if you got 1000 keywords and you're asking them to say what is the click-through rate. What is the click-through rate, right? And you can only find this information, right, by using this tool here, or you can do it very difficultly. You can actually use the Google Keyword Planner, right, which most agency uses anyway. So anyway, to make my life easy, I subscribe to this tool called Ubersuggest, right? And this really helps me to give me all this information, because this helps me to actually optimize my Google performance. All right. So then if you look at English, similarly, you may have two targets, right? So your first target is the Malay target audience. The second one is your English. So most of the time, English, demographics tends to have higher disposable income compared to the Malay. All right. Yeah. And that's why, we Malaysians, those people who are English educated, they tend to have higher disposable income. But even though the numbers are low, but what I'm saying here is that they potentially can give you that what do you call the value, right? The market value. So from a marketing strategy point of view, what I want to say here at this point in time is that the Malay markets will give you the volume. The English market will give you the value, right? And sales is the equation is value times volume, right? Right? So you got to do both, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you do a Google Ads, when you're looking at conversion to sales, especially the landing page is leading to yourself in the e-commerce portal, all right? That specific page that people can order online, through online, and be delivered to your house. So you got to look at both the volume and value. So it means that your Google Ads strategies has to both be the Malay keywords and also the English keywords. Are we okay on that point? All right. Okay. So let me just move on here. I got 5 more minutes. Okay. Okay, so these are just really more specific. So I've shown you this, so it's bigger, right? Okay. The last thing I want to talk about for you as far as this is concerned is that this is really if you look at this chart here, it shows at the top the first chart on top, the table on top, right? It shows the x-axis shows the SERP position. So you got SERP position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to 20, right? Yeah, and you can see here that the red line is basically the non-branded ones, and the blue line is the branded key. I mean the what do you call it, the branded SERP, right? Yeah. So if you look at the click-through rates, right, the click-through rates for brand and non-branded for keyword intent, you can see that mostly the brands are the one that drives us higher than the non-branded ones. So what I'm saying here is that I'm not asking you not to put in your brand name, but you need to put, like, for example, how to get rid of that cough. Then you have a slash, all right, or hyphen, XEPA SP, right? XEPA SP, right? So that's how you would describe the ad, right? Right. First is how to get rid of dry cough, then followed by your brand name. So don't put the brand name first. Put the brand name after the solution or the value proposition. Because the research shows us that when you have both the verb type of keywords or key phrase, they call it, because key phrase is made out of a few words, right? So key phrase followed by your brand name, right? That will drive higher click-through rate compared in isolation. So the next question that we need to think about is that then we got to ask ourselves, how strong is our brand? What is the brand recognition? What is the brand awareness of XEPA? At least for cough medicine, right? OTC cough medicine, for example. How strong is your brand, right? So if you have a competitor who has a stronger brand name and also have a similar type of keyword verb keyword, right? You will lose out to that position. You will lose them out because Google also look at the brand awareness, right? The level itself. Don't ask me how they know. They know which are the popular brands, which are not popular brands, because they are branded search keywords. So if a lot of people type in, like, for example, Hurix, for example, Google knows, right? So from an SEO point of view, when you have like that keyword, the verb keyword and the brand name, that will come into play. The factor will come to play, right? Will come to play, all right? So that's a very key thing. So do have your what do you call your keywords in here, because it shows that even though you may not be in the certain position number 1, number 2, number 3, but the thing is that you still get higher click-through rate, right? Click-through rate, right? And the things that interestingly, and we see here, there's a peak, right, on sub position number 5, which is still on the first page of Google. And you get there's a peak here, right? And also there's a peak here at the sub position number 19, right? So this will be like branded, and those why is actually higher in these two peaks is because they got good content. They got good content, right? So Google also evaluates on the content. And then at the bottom here, you can chart. So the other part about another factor that comes in play in terms of organic search click-through that plays is also based on intent types. So there are basically 4 types of intent, which is called commercial, infomercial, location, other intent, and specific intent, right? So let me explain in this graph. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry, okay, I pressed the wrong button, just bear in mind. Okay, this chart here. Okay, so there are 4 types of what you call search intent. The first one is commercial intent, which is like they have keywords like buy, purchase, cheap, pricing. So obviously the things that when you have those keywords in a search, the intention is very obvious that it's a commercial intent, right? When you have the second one, which is the informational intent, it's like what, when, where, how, what type of restaurants, hotel, flights, news, kind of thing. It means that people have the intent to search for information, but they not necessarily are ready to buy yet, right? And then you have the location, right? Location intent, which is like best char kway teow near me, or best Hokkien mee near me, right? Nearby, or nearest pharmacy near me, right? Nearby, right? Then how to get there, right? Things like that, route map they use. Those are location intent. But it's very powerful to know if you combine the three intent, which is the commercial, infomercial, and location intent, right? If you sum these three up, right, all this, right, then your keyword or key phrase is going to be very, very good quality, right? But not necessarily you will get large volume. Remember what I said earlier on. Your intention is conversion, not large quantity of keywords. So when you put these three intention together, the commercial, the what you call the information, and the location, it gives you the highest conversion. And this is really at the what you call the end, the bottom of the IDA funnel, right? At the bottom, where you want them to take action. So what does this mean, right? So you have first one is the information intent. So information intent is really at the top of the funnel. It's about awareness, about education, about comprehension, to get them interested, to have at least the desire, right? Then when you want to take action, this is where the location comes in play, right? And the commercial intent comes to play. So commercial intent and location intent is at the bottom of the IDA funnel, right? Whereas the top one is the information. So what it means that if you want to have the conversion through SEO, through content, as you know, because your verification of keywords comes from your content, right? From your content, of the content piece, the blogs that you do, right? For example, the articles, the YouTubes, the videos that you put in on your website, that all those keywords are derived from your content pieces, right? And you need to have top of the funnel content, you're going to need to have the middle of the funnel content, and the bottom funnel content, because your end objective of doing this is conversion, right? So if you sum this up, right, when you do your keyword analysis, your keyword research, so you need to do both the short tail and the long tail. What? Okay, before I let you go, right? So what is short tail and long tail, right? So short tail are basically short keywords, right? Like cough medicine. Long keywords will be to the extreme will be have this three what you call intent together: commercial, right? Informational, commercial, and also the location. That's the long tail, right? So normally they are keywords. So the higher the longer your keywords with all these three commercial these three intention, the higher conversion is. But we need all three. We need all three: top, middle, and bottom of the funnel keywords. All right. So sorry, I overpassed 4 minutes. Okay, right. Before I let you go, I just want to quickly go into the Zoom chat because I think there were some questions here. So those of you who have asked and put your questions in a Zoom chat, you can just stay back for a while, right? So I can answer for you. And those who want to listen to the answer to the questions, you can also stay back. But otherwise, please do go and take a break right now and come back here at I tell you what, come back here at 10:35, right? 10:35, right? Come back here at 10:35. You can turn off your video and then you can come back here at 10:35. Okay, so just going to look at the Zoom chat right now and look at the questions, right? Okay. Okay. Question number 1 from Adrian, right? Hi, David. Is it a good idea then to look into how people question or search on Google? Definitely, you're right. Definitely. Because, it's all about their behavior in terms of how, what kind of questions they have. So questions is always the most important thing, right? So, and I just want to point to you, I mean, in absence of having a tool like what I have, one of the things that you can do here immediately, right? Is looking at, like, for example, say, remedy cough, right? Cough medicines for kids.
Sorry,
Yes,
can I
Adrian?
pause for a while? I think you kind of answered my question when you gave that example about the medical students versus
Okay, all
just
right.
laymen.
Yeah.
I think then the next question would be then, how do we go about doing it? Because people have different background, they have different motives. So I'm not sure if this is an impossible task.
Okay,
at all.
so in digital marketing, we don't look at demographics, right? So much. We look at more the intention, right? Especially in a search environment. So what I wanted to point to you is that in absence of having the tools that I have, like Uber suggests, this is always a good question. This is a good section that you want to look at. People also ask.
Right. Okay.
Right. So look at this, right? Because if you look at this, right, what is the best medicine for cough? They have content. It says that I can't even pronounce this term, right? Yeah, and definitely this is an OTC thing. And they say the best cough medicine for fast result, single care. So this website may be from UK, but the point here is that you could find a similar type of ingredient, and you can just go to the pharmacist and say, I want this distro metrophen, I don't know what I call it, right? Yeah, you see what I mean, right? So always key in the keywords that of your product category, the keywords of product category, and then go into their Google section, right? Which is people always ask. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And these are the kind of topics that you want to have, either for your website content, or your landing pages content, or the keywords that you want to put in to buy your Google ads.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, David.
All right. Okay. So, okay. How do you find this analysis? Subscribe to Uber Suggest. Alice?
Okay.
Pay money lah. All right. Yeah. So how do you identify keywords that's upward trend and search? I think I showed you to this, right? All right. So
because you mentioned in your graph, okay, the word
Yeah.
cough was going upwards during the February-March period. Then it went all the way down. So my question would be, how do we write on the upwards trend? Means to say, if we want to talk about that hot topic, so to speak, during the upwards trend and not the downwards trends.
Okay.
In the first place, I don't know.
Okay. So the things that you can use this tool called Google Trend, right? Google Trend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Google Trend. All right, Google Trend Malaysia. Okay, so you type in here Google Trend Malaysia, and you type in here Google Trend. So the things that most of the time is historical, right? Is historical. So like, for example, you can see that past 24 hours, Google tells you, that past 24 hours, this is the real-time search trend, right? That talk about analysis, coronavirus, forecasting, manufacturing. This particular thing here, Malaysia. These are Malaysians, people who search, right? This is trending up. Elon Musk, this article, this website link is also coming up. Liverpool, okay, and so forth, right? Cloud computing, right, is trending up for the past 24 hours. But the thing is that what you can do here is that you can explore topics, right? Like, for example, cough medicine, right? So it could be a topic, could be a search term, right? Or whooping cough, for example, right? So let's say, for example, I'm looking at the search term called cough medicine. Yeah. So over here, you can see over here, this is past 12 months data, right? Data here. And what you can do is really looking in terms of predicting, right? What's the moving forward past Jan 2021? What will be the what you call the prediction? Whether is it trending up or trending down, right? So what you can literally do is that you can download this in the CSV at the bottom left, and then use your Excel. Okay, use the Excel. All right. So this is a CSV file, which looks like this. Okay, yeah, which look like this. And what you do here is that I will save this in Excel first so that I can use the graph features. Excel, no, Excel binary, Excel template. Okay, and save this. Okay, so once it's saved, so basically, you know, I will just kind of like do a graph. Okay, and just insert. Where's my graph? Okay, and then I've not done this before, but there is a feature where we can actually do a trend analysis, right, on this data itself, right?
Great.
Yeah. So you probably can figure that out, right?
All right.
Yeah. So you can use this tool here. So then whatever keywords that you want to compare and all this, you can just download to a CSV file and start to you know, analyze those numbers, see whether it's trending up or trending down. Because the data that you have, right, from Google, it's tend to be historical.
Yeah.
They're not forecasts. So as a marketer, you know, we can use this data set to basically you know, see whether it's trending up or trending down. All right.
Great.
Okay, Vivian, what is the average click for Google Ads? It varies, but I can tell you it's single digit lah. Sometimes it's even like 0.1%.
Oh, okay. 0.1%
of the number of ads that you buy. Say, for example, you buy 100 ads, right? Right, 100 ads. Sometimes you don't even get any click through. Right.
Okay.
So
right.
you're probably going to buy like you know 10,000 keywords, right?
Right.
Ads, right?
Okay.
And then probably get like 0.1% of the, you know, 10,000. Yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
it's single digit lah. It's single digit, right?
Right.
It varies from category to category. But because the good news is that for pharmaceutical O2C side, especially for pharmaceutical, like for example for cough, right? It is not very competitive. It's 1 out of 100 in terms of competitiveness. So yeah, you get a lot of exposure. So you can buy a lot of ads, right? But just to manage your expectation, it's not going to be like 10-20%, right?
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I never know. I never know. It could be like, for example, during the peak, right, of COVID-19 last year in March, right? The click-through could be double digit because people are really looking for it, right? So it varies a lot of factors in terms of seasonality. But then again, you can always use your trend analysis from the Google trend and find out, you know, what your prediction, right? So, and when is the best period to buy your Google ads? You know, set your campaign.
Yeah. Well, why I ask this question is because, you know, sometimes, you know, the moment you do a search, you know, Google will prompt the ad on top, then followed by the non-ad at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, you know, what is the breakdown between the percentage of those clicking on the ad versus those who don't click on the ad? That means those, you know, at the bottom of it. I mean, I'm just wondering, you know, out loud whether or not there is any analysis on that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, performance agencies like iProspect, for example, when they do your Google Ads campaign, the performance marketing agencies, they will have tools that will give you the prediction in terms of what your click-through rate lah. But as a marketer, I think the responsibility to identify which campaign period that you want to do, right? Because you need to do those market analysis, right? Like case in point would be like when there's a peak during the COVID-19, right? The click-through rate may be more than single digit, right? But then again, your question was I think more leading towards what's the click-through rate, the difference between paid and organic, right? Paid and organic, right? So that depends in terms of their intention, right? For example, when you talk about people are they're ready to buy, they're looking for a solution immediately, then they're looking at more of the ads rather than the what they call the organic listing, right? And when people want to be educated, then their intention is more informational. Then they're looking at more in terms of the SEO than ads, because people know, right? You can't really learn much about through ads, right? And most advertisers will just want to sell you things, right? So if you have really got a commercial intent, that's fine. If you already got a location intent, that's fine, because online ads leads into e-commerce. They know that you can fulfill their intention for the commercial to buy and also the delivery. Right. So depending on the state of the user, right? Depending on the stage of the user. So the difference between the click-through rate between paid and organic will depend on the intention.
Right.
But as a marketer, you got to cover everything, lah.
True.
Because you never know when your consumers are ready to buy, right?
That's why I'm just wondering out loud. You see, because last time, I mean, the old way of marketing is, they refer to how many eyeballs on the ad.
Yeah, that's so yesteryears, right? That's so yesteryears.
Correct. So, but then, back then when when I used to watch TV as a kid, whenever I see commercial, it's toilet break.
That's right. Same thing. Same thing right now. People now skip. In fact, people put ad blocker. Remember, I showed you the digital landscape.
Correct. So I'm just wondering whether or not it is worthwhile going for a paid ad. I'm just wondering out loud, because with technology, there's so many things that you can do to block all those ads. Back then we are forced to watch commercial if you don't go to toilet.
But Google ads are super useful. Right.
Okay.
The ads are not interruptive, right? In fact, like one of my clients, AirAsia, tells me that Google Ads works for them very well, because people get to know the latest promotion. Because sometimes the website listings may not carry the latest information. But people just want to, advertisers like like AirAsia just wanted to do on Google Ads, and that really works for them, because searchers, travelers, planners, they know that looking at ads they get the best comparison, right, in terms of the best rate, the latest promotions. So a lot of factors, but what I'm saying right now is that you don't have to wait, build awareness first, then after that slowly convert them. You can do this simultaneously. Yeah, that's the word.
Okay, thank you. I think that's the beauty about digital marketing, is because you can do everything simultaneously, unlike the old way of doing it. You do this first, then after you wait, then after that you see the result. Okay, then we do this direction or that direction. But I think for digital marketing is you can do a lot of things simultaneously.
Yes.
And that result you get is definitely 100 times better than the conventional way of doing marketing.
That's right. That's right. So the always big question that asked by my clients, right? It says that, wow, this is fantastic, right? All this digital marketing capabilities is fantastic, right? The things that, so should I do it myself or should I outsource it? So that's always a big question, right? All right. The things that I always encourage my clients to outsource this, because this is not the job of a marketeer. Your job is supposed to think and strategize, but not the implementation, right? And coming to this type of training, it gets you to be aware what is important, what are the things that you can do immediately, what are the things that you could do, and what are the things that your agency can do. All right. So I come from an agency background, 15 years in agency background. All right. and the things, no, 25 years, 20 years in the agency background. And I remember yesteryears, you know, when I do TV post-buy for my clients, post-buy campaign, that's super easy to do, right? All right, and I have a time period, right? So my clients have this campaign during the month of May. Then by the time I do a post-buy, it will be May, June, July, right? The report, July. But today, fast forward to digital marketing, right? Is really a pain in the butt doing all this report analysis, right? Because everything is done, you know, on real time, right? Yeah, because and things that a lot of agency people don't like to do digital marketing, right? Because of this pain, especially from the media side. So what happened is that big organizations like my clients, like Telecom Malaysia, for example, they are asking me to train their staff, right? Their 35 marketing staff in terms of not just the strategy part, which is done by the managers, but also to train their staff, right? Their team members in terms of how to implement, how to do Google Ads campaign, right? So they're taking it in-house right now. Right now.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, thank you for coming back, everyone. So if you could just turn on your video, right, everyone, so that I know you are back. Okay. Then after that, you can turn off your video, right? Okay. So Ben, Crystal. So Victoria, next week, you turn on your video, Victoria.
Yes.
Yeah. Pei-Jun, are you there? Okay, yeah, fantastic. Thank you for coming back on time. So everybody's good. Let's move on, right? Okay. All right. Okay, so before the break, we talked about intention itself. So just want to recap. The greater the intention, the greater the conversion. All right, the greater intention, the greater the conversion. And we need to have basically all aspects of the type of content, the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel, which is following the IDA model, right? Okay. So let me just move on. Okay, very good. So that's what SERP is. Okay, so right now I want you to do an activity, right? So ladies and gentlemen, and this activity is basically for you to evaluate, you know, okay, so let me, okay, where's this? Okay, this file here. So I want you to go to your sharing folder, all right? Your sharing folder, and it is actually at this part here. Yeah, I want you to go to the sharing folder, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm going to do here right now is that I'm just going to actually copy the URL and put it in the Zoom, right? In the Zoom. So just in the Zoom chat. Okay, so everybody see, can you go to your Zoom chat and click on this link here? So when you click on this link here, basically you open up the sharing folder, I hope. Do you see the sharing folder? Can anyone just give me a hola?
Yes.
Can you open, can you see?
Yes, yes.
Can,
Yeah.
Okay, what about the rest of you? Cannot. If you can, you just not can, All right. So then what I want you to do here is to open up this file, just download this file called the activity area, SERP2, right? Just right click on here and then download. Download this file here. So you will see this file here, this PDF. If you have if you downloaded this one here already, ladies and gentlemen, then what I want you to do here is to just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so this one, activity SERP number 2, right? This is a PDF file. Yeah. Download, right click. Here, right click. Mouse playing with me. Right click here and download. Okay, and download. Okay, and you will have this file. Open up this file here. This is a PDF file. Okay.
David, could you please repeat? Sorry, David.
Okay.
David, could you please repeat, David?
Sonia.
Yeah, download the SERP file. Yes.
Yeah, so download the SERP, the activity area SERP file, right? Yeah, and then you open up the file, and the file will look like this, right? Everybody got this?
Yeah.
Okay, you got this?
Yeah.
Okay, so if everybody got this, can you just go to the chat and just give me a thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up. Show me a thumbs up. So I'll make sure that everyone have you got this, because I'm going to break you into rooms. I mean, to 5 rooms afterwards, right? To do this analysis, right? Okay, everybody got, huh? Okay, so let me just brief you for a while, all right? Okay, so what you have here is basically what you call a screenshot of the this Google listing for Remedies Cough, right? Remedies Cough. So you can see on top here there are 2 ads, all right? And then at the bottom here, you can see on the left-hand side here, there are 12 natural cough remedies. Then you have SERP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to SERP 10, right? So this is a continuation. First page, then page down, right? And every of the SERP label, you see SERP 1 here, right, has a hyperlink to this website. And obviously this is a PDF, right? So, you know, normally you will just click on this link here, right? The blue link, right? The blue link to go to the website, right? So don't do anything yet right now, right? So every of the SERP label 1, 2, 3 has a hyperlink to that specific website, all right? Okay. Everybody understand this point, right? So normally you will click on the blue link, right, to go to that site, right? But because this is a PDF, this is an activity, this is an exercise, I've actually put that link, the hyperlink, on the SERP label, the golden SERP label. So if you want to go and visit that particular website, click on the SERP label, right? Okay, everybody understand, huh? Okay, everybody nodding ahead, very good. Okay, yeah. Let me go back to here. So right now, what I want you to do is to put yourself in a place as a consumer that you are looking for cough remedies, all right? Cough remedies, right? Put yourself, don't put yourself as a marketer. Then what I want you to do is that look at the Google listing of all these various websites, and then look through, right, the page title, the website page title. Like for example, SERP number 1, the page title is called 12 Natural Cough Remedies, Medical News Today. Then you have the other one, which is how to get rid of cough fast. Then third one goes to it. Then SERP number 6 is 7 best natural cough remedy. So look through at all this website page title, and look at the one that click on the one that you think will give you the information that you want, right? The information that you want, right? Right. So let's say, for example, right, if you want to click on SERP number 2, right, for example, then what you do is that right now is that I've given you a form to fill in your mobile phone, right? So everyone right now, can you take up your mobile phone and scan this QR code? I'm just going to make this bigger a bit so that you can scan, right? Is it big enough for you all? Is it big enough for you all to scan? Have you scanned, everyone? Scan, huh? Okay, just give me a nod in the head. Okay, so when you scan, you'll be directed to a Google form that looks like this. Do you see that? If you see that, can you just unmute yourself and say yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so in this Google form on your smartphone, you have like what? Sub 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? All right, 1 to 10, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
then what you do is that then you can see first click, second click, third click, and no click. Right? Yeah. So this is under Remedy Conf. So the thing is that you go through this website listing under this keyword called Remedy Golf, and then just go through like how you normally go through. And then, for example, you go through this, then you decide to click on SERP number 3. How do I stop coughing at night? All right. So then what you do is that when you click on this, before you click on this, right? Before you click on this, I want you to put in on your phone, right? First click. First click is SERP number 3. Is it SERP number 3 just now? Yeah. If I want to click on SERP number 3, before I click on SERP number 3, I have the intention to click on SERP number 3. What I want you to do is to key in on your phone, your first click, right? Out of this many SERPs from 1 to 10, you have clicked on SERP number 3. So you click on this button here, number 3. Then after that, you click on SERP number 3, right? And look at their website. So when you click, it goes to this website here. So then go through the article, right? See whether is this information that you need, right? Is it helpful? Is it good? But if you feel that there's not enough information for me and I think it doesn't really satisfy my information, right, that I'm looking for, then what you do is that you go back to this, what you call this PDF, and then start to scroll down, right? Scroll down, right? Or if some doesn't have, then perhaps, you know, you say that, okay, I'm just going to look at SERP 9, right? 7 home remedies to get rid of cough. I'm interested in this. Then this one becomes your second tick, your second click. Then you need to go on the second click column, which is here, right? Sorry. Okay, just now we did the first click on SERP number 3. Second click will be on SERP number what? People? On SERP number what?
9.
9. Right? 9, right? So your second click now becomes SERP number 9, right? So then what you do is that you click on SERP number 9, and then you look at the articles. Wow, nice. Got infographics, got video, got you know, got information that satisfy your inquiry, right? Then what you do is that you go back after you reading through. You're happy with this site. You got the information that you need. Then what you do is that you go back to your smartphone. Second click will be SERP number what? SERP number 9. So you click on second click SERP number 9. Then the rest of the SERP, what you do is that you click in no clicks for the rest of that. SERP number 3 and number 9 has the first and second click, right? But if you say that your second click after even the second website that you go to wasn't the information that you want, and then you go down some more, right? All right, say SERP number 10 is the information that actually you want, that will become your third click, all right? So then after the 3 clicks ready, all right, so normally people would click up to 3 clicks, right? After that, if they still can't find the information, then they will refine their keywords, right? And look at the new listings again. Then what you do is that after the third click, right, whether you have only 1 click, it can also be 1 click, right? Then the rest, after 1 click, you found the information that you wanted, then the rest of the SERP will be 0 click, all right? 0 click, all right? So is there where is the SERP 0? Where is SERP 0?
Is it the topmost?
Super.
Yeah, SERP 0 is actually SERP number 1. Remember I said before, nowadays there's no SERP 0 already. Okay, SERP 0 is actually SERP number 1, right? So that's there to trick you actually, right? So don't worry about SERP number 0, just worry about SERP number 1 to number 10, right? So first, before you click on that particular SERP position, say number 3, before you click to go to the website, make sure you record it in your smartphone, right? First click and second click and all this. Then after that, once you're finished, then you just once you finish, you just submit the what do you call the clicks, right? You submit this, you press the submit button here. Yeah, you press the submit button here, the purple one, right? And submit. Then I will know that you have submitted because I have a corresponding page on this. Everybody clear on this this website? I mean this activity, right? The objective of this activity is to show you eventually at the end of the day, right? The 25 of you, right? What is your search behavior like, right? And also the things that I want you to look at the content on the website, right? So the different website listing that you click into also have in mind what was the comparison. Why do you actually proceed beyond the first website listing, right? So this is a question we need ourselves. Why do you actually proceed moving on from first website listing? And the second one is okay, Adrian. Okay, then the second one is that why do you stop at website number 2? Why do you stop at website number 3, right? Yeah. So I mean, we're going to do until website number 3 only, lah. All right. Yeah. For this exercise. So have that in mind, right? So study the content, right? Because as a marketer, then you will know, hey, even if I put myself right as a consumer, why they actually stop at website number 2, right? Because they have this information, that information, right? Because the information was interesting, it satisfied my inquiry, right? So I want you to think about that, right? And then after that, if you've done that, then you submit it. Then I will correspond the data, that the 25 data points that I have from you guys, and correspond with what the general searches are. That means what were the website listings that is popular, which website was popular, right? And I hope to prove a point that the information that you put in there is quite congruent to the one that is right now happening in the Google space. That's what I'm hoping. So that's the objective of that, right? And so when you go through this later on after this exercise, then we will discuss more on this activity. All right. Okay. Everybody clear? So right now, so go and visit this PDF, this PDF website, right? And do this. So this is an individual activity, right? Okay.
For how long, David? You didn't say.
So do until you finish, lah. So I'll give you about like 15 minutes to do this.
Okay.
1-5. Yeah.
David, the key.
Yes. Hang on. Let me see you.
Sorry.
Yes.
The keyword must be cough, or I can do any keyword.
No. Use the PDF as a reference. The keyword is already there. It's cough remedy.
Okay.
Please do not go to any website and key in a new keyword. Use the PDF.
Okay.
Use the PDF as a reference.
Thank you.
All right. And remember the SERP labels on the left are hyperlinks to those websites.
I'm I'm taking a moment to cut it out. I feel my conscience is calling. Now there's no fear, no more running. I don't want words that mean nothing. No. No more I love you. No more I love you. It's too easy to say. No, it's too easy to say. No more I love you. Until I'm okay. Until I'm okay. I blamed it on the time zones. I blamed it on my eyes closed. I blamed it on the world like it owes me. So stop me before it's too late. No more I love you. Until I'm okay. Until I'm okay. I could run, I could cry, I could plead. I could say it's never gonna get any better and leave. I could throw my hands up, I could fall to my knees. I could tell myself I'm strong enough to give all the love that I need. But I still need you to ease my load. Hold me when the lightning strikes. Lead me home when I don't know which way is right. Love me when it's hard. I promise that I'm not leaving from your side. And when I fall apart, promise in the dark you'll be my nightlight. Ooh, you'll be my nightlight. Ooh, you'll be my nightlight. You'll be my I could count every time that I fall in. Even when I'm in so deep, it gets hard to see you're still all in. I've been lost by myself in the darkness. Know that I can find my way even on the days when it's hardest. But I still need you to ease my load. Hold me when the lightning strikes. Lead me home when I don't know which way is right. Love me when it's hard. I promise that I'm not leaving from your side. And when I fall apart, promise in the dark you'll be my nightlight. Ooh, you'll be my nightlight. Ooh, you'll be my nightlight. You'll be my Told them your dreams and they all started laughing. I guess you're out of your mind till it actually happens. can't it be me? They told me I was out there, tried to knock me down. Took those sticks and stones, showed them I could build a house. They tell me that I'm crazy, but I'll never let them change me. So they cover me in daisies, daisies, daisies. They said I'm going nowhere, try to get me out. Took those sticks and stones, showed them I could build a house. They tell me that I'm crazy, but I'll never let them change me. So they cover me in daisies, daisies, daisies. When did we all stop believing in magic? Why did we put all our hopes in a box in the attic? I'm the long shot, I'm the Hail Mary. Why can't it be me?
Okay, there's a few more of you to do this. I need to. Yeah. So for those who have finished, you know, just look at the screen in front of you. So it's quite interesting to look at this. No clicks. So if you look at the blue one, basically the blue one is first click, second one is the red one is the second click, and the third one is the orange one. So SERP number 7 has the highest no click. Yeah. So it's SERP 10.
You could call on me. You could fall on me. And if you want to, tell me what you gon' do. You could put it all on me.
Okay. I think most of you have submitted already. Yeah. So can you just let me off? Okay. So could you just turn on your video for a short while? Yeah. Okay. So if you look at the front here, right? So okay, I think first of all, I think this is referring to you know, SERP. Yeah. So I mean, anyway, this is no existent, right? So all 25 of you actually did that. So look at SERP 1. So SERP position number 1. Okay, number 2 looks like the winner, right? SERP number 2. SERP number 2. Okay, so SERP number 2 is the winner, and so majority of you actually look at SERP number 2. So let me just go into here. Okay, so this is SERP number 2. So number 2 is how do I get rid of a fast cough? Okay, so I click on here to see the website. Over here. All right. So right now, what I want you to do here is that since majority of you click on SERP number was it, what number was it again? SERP
2.
SERP number 2, right? SERP number 2 here, right? Majority of you are SERP number 2, and this is SERP number 2. Can everyone just unmute yourself just for a short while, everyone, right? I just want to discuss, right? For those who have clicked on SERP number 2, right, as the first click, why? Why do you click on this site?
I think it's the word stop cough fast.
Stop cough fast, right? Because the word was right. Let me just do this. Sorry. Yeah. So SERP number 2 is how do you get rid of a cough fast, right? Interestingly, how to get rid of a cough fast is not the norm language or the verbal terms that marketers uses, right? So if you are marketers, how would you rephrase this in your language? You talk about efficacy, right? Well, 99% efficacy, relief, and all this. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's not how normal consumers search for. So you see that there is a disjointment, right? There's a kind of like disconnection, right, between how marketers will describe their products, right, their value proposition versus what the consumers out there are looking for, right? So and it's the same, right? Even though this exercise is done by a team of marketeers, right? Right. So when you start to put yourself as a consumers, you will not go for those efficacy and all this. And this really debunk the myth, right? That marketers always have, and they always are very insistent. The agency, you must put the word efficacy, you must put there the word relief. But basically, they say, how do I get rid of that cough? How the word rid, R-I-D, rid, get rid lah. I want to get rid of it, right? Yeah. So it's very important that we use the consumer's language when we want to do Google Ads, right? Or SEO, for example, and how we title our website, right? How we title our website. Okay, so that's the thing here that I want to highlight.
David, could I actually ask you a question?
Yes, please.
If you go into this, how to get rid of dry cough, it's a totally different title with what is written in the helpline.
Yeah.
So how does it improve relate?
Well, the thing is that you look at the headline here, right? So the headline on SERP 2 was how to get rid of what they call cough fast, right? And then when you click on this one here, we was basically on this website here with the title of how to treat dry cough naturally at home and medicinally, right? So the thing is that this is where comes in terms of the data, what they call the meta what they call the page title, right? Which is the metadata of SEO, right? So the thing is that, okay, just let me just. So what you write here in front of in terms of in front of what your consumer will see versus what you see. Like for example, I click on view source, view source here, right? You can see view source here, right? Yeah, here, right? You see where I'm pointing? The view source here. If I click here, I'm looking at the back page of I'm looking at the back page of the website. Okay, this is not your language, right? This is like crazy, right? Yeah. And what I see here, the key in here, so as this one here. So how do I get rid of a cough fast, right? This is the page title, right? This is the page title, right? How do I get rid of cough fast? It's the page title, right? So so I type in here, Control F, how to get rid, right, of dry cough, right? Dry cough. So there are basically, if you look here, okay, just take a quick snapshot. Okay, so if you look at the screen here, this is the slightly bigger one for you. I hope you can see it. Can see it or not? Can give me some response or not? Can anybody give me some response? Can see or not?
Yes, can see.
Can see, yeah? Okay, all right. So this is the back end of the website of SERP number 2. You can see here, right? When I type in how to get rid of dry cough, right? There are 7 of this phrase in this page, right? In this web page called healthline.com/health, how to get rid of dry cough, hashtag medical treatment, right? So this is how you do a label, and you can see at the back end here, the one that is highlighted, the orange one, right? You can see here, there's a word here called page title, right? I know it's a bit blur. This is the best I can do for you. You can see the word here, title, and how to get rid of dry cough, all right? So the title, when you put in how to get rid of this is something that you want to tell, Google, not for the consumers, so much of the consumers, right? Sorry, you want to tell tell Google so that Google can tell the consumers. Am I confusing you? I repeat, right? All right. So how to get rid of that cough? All right, it's kind of a page title that you want to tell Google that you have a web page that carries this kind of information, and you want Google to tell the search inquirers who key in, remedy cough, right? Yeah. So this is basically the consumer's language, right? Because how to get rid of that cough, in terms of this key phrase, is the most popular, is one of the most popular key phrase that consumers are using when they type in. They don't type in 99% efficacy to get cough relief. That keyword is not found in the search environment. Yeah, but it's okay because you can still put there 99% what you call efficacy to relieve cough, right? To relieve that cough. You can put that copy, right, on your front page of your website here, right? You can put that term there. You see how to treat dry cough naturally at home and medicinally, right? This is more like a marketeer's term, right? Or a publisher's term, right? But to get yourself into the SERP ranking, number 1 and number 2 on the first page, you cannot use this search term. You cannot use these keywords because it's not going to place you at the top. Everybody good? Okay, yeah? I see a lot of nod head. Anybody like that or not? Anybody don't understand or not? Okay, yeah? I can move on, huh? All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's basically the thing that I wanted to share with you. All right. So then let me look at the last click here, right? Last click here, because obviously the things that the third click is the final click, right? When you do a first click and second click, it means that there's quite a majority of you who still cannot satisfy their search inquiry. They still cannot satisfy their information search, right? So therefore, you go on the last one, which is basically the orange one, right? Yeah, the orange one. I think majority are quite happy with the first and second one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, majority of them, right? So let's look at the second one, the second highest SERP, right? Second highest SERP. So the second highest SERP is still SERP number 2, right? SERP number 6 here, right? Number 6, SERP number 6. Okay, SERP number 6 is this, right? After all this SERP number 1 to number 5, 7 natural cough remedies, right? Cough natural remedy. Okay, so again from the same publisher, right? By the way, this is not a product or a brand, people. Yeah, this is a publisher, and I think I made a statement before in the last 2 classes, right? Work with publishers for your content because they have an army of editorial team. You don't have. Okay, I don't have. Okay, right? But the publishers, so the media companies like Media Prima are from NSTP, and by the way, good news. Yesterday, at about 10 o'clock, I was shooting basketball at my park. Right, I got a call from the learning and development company, right? Learning L&D, right? The HR from Media Prima. They wanted me to train 400 of their staff, right, in sales, right? Yeah, and the things that that reinforces the fact that they're actually very desperate for sales, and it's always my strategy to encourage the advertisers, the marketers, to work with publishers like the New Straits Times, the Stars and the Sinchu, because they have writers, right? And their website, right, has very high SEO ranking one, very high SEO ranking, right? So you can get them to produce, and then you can work with them. You do Google Ads, landing page, right? And things like that. It's going to be very, very powerful for you all to work out on this, campaign, which I will talk about in the next session, right? Which is today is Thursday, right? Oh yeah, next Monday, right? Next Monday we'll be talking about high impact, how to create high impact campaign in the integrated fashion, right? Yeah. So I'm going to elaborate that a little bit more. So you can see that even for SERP number 2, that majority of you click on comes from a publisher, right? So this really reinforces the point here, right? So yeah, so it's very informative, right? Yeah, so it's not like okay, yeah, right. If your intention is to find information, that's fine, right? And probably the things that one of the key difference between this and that was best natural cough remedy, right? Yeah, cough remedy itself. So which is basically what actually entices you. Or can I ask, the class here, why, for those who click on SERP number 6, right? Why do you click on that? Can you unmute yourself? For those who click on SERP number 6, which is best home remedy, right? Natural. Why do you click on that? What entices you to click on that as a second click? Anyone? I'm sure there were like
clicking that one.
Sorry?
I think it's because of the word best.
Best, right? Best. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just let me just
natural.
Go back.
Yeah.
7 best natural cough remedy. All right. Yeah, you can you see the numeric 7, right? The numeric 7. Just this one here. Just let me. Yuck. I don't want this. Okay, so this one was this one, right? It's a bit blur, but I just want to blow it up a little bit. Sorry, a bit blur, but you all can see this, right? Yeah, can I get a response from you all?
Can.
Okay, yeah, because I can't see you all. I'm actually blocked by this. Okay, SERP number 6, 7 best natural cough remedy, right? This was the second click that most of you click on, right? As a second click. I think Dr. Choi said that the word best, right? So kind of like best, natural. But what I want to highlight here is the numeric number 7, right? Number 7, right? Yeah, if you are a true English person who's very particular about grammar and all these things, right? Yeah, 7 should be spelled 7, right? SEVN, right? Yeah, all right. I mean, that's the proper way to go, right? Yeah, but from a psychology point of view, people are more attracted to numbers, right? And the thing is that if you have like 14, 18, right? It may not look as attractive as 7, right? So kind of like from a psychology point of view, right? It's always best to have up to maximum, they call it, all right, up to 10, right? 10. Top 10, right? But that's also the difference between top 10 and top 3. Just want to discuss this in the class. What do you think is the difference between top 10 and top 3? Or the best 3, the best 10, or the best 100? From a psychological point of view, what's the difference? From a consumer point of view, what's the difference? When I say, here's the best 3, product, here's the best, 10 products. This is the best 100 products. Come on, unmute yourself.
Top 3 is very firing one. So
very firing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, right? As a marketeer, we are always trained, right? Especially those veterans, right? Those who have been marketing for a long time. We always want to have like the top 3 brands in the minds of the consumers, right? Top 3 brands. Why? I mean that there is a book that's titled called The Paradox of Choices. So from a psychology point of view, when you give too many choices to the consumers will not want to make decision. Too many choices are wow, top 100. Okay, can you just simplify for me? Just tell me the top 3 lah. But I'm just making a very general statement on that, because it's like, for example, I'm looking for a university, what I call overseas university for my son, for my 18-year-old boy who's doing A-levels right now, right? I wouldn't want top 3 university in the world. Why? Because I think I cannot afford, right? And also very difficult. So maybe I can accept top 100. Top 100 is acceptable to me. So it depends also in product categories, right? So if I would contextualize that in your pharmaceutical OTC medicine category, remember that I said that this category of yours is quite different from the other categories, because people do not have intention to fall sick. And if they do, touch wood, they want the solution fast and accurate. So a best 3 solution would be better than a best 7. Right? I mean, don't tell me so many solutions. I need to solve my problem right now. All right? I mean, obviously, because you are regulated, you cannot claim that we are the number one, the one and only best choice for you. You can't do that, right? Yeah. So perhaps you can, can say that 7 or 3, will be quite good, right? So it's just to share with you, right, that there in terms of how you do your page title, right, numeric comes into play. And you got to think about also the mindset of the consumers and contextualize that in your product category. All right? Everybody good so far? Right? Interesting or not, this exercise? Interesting or not? Such a simple exercise. I just ask you to go look, click. But that is the mindset that I want you to adopt as a marketeer. Because with such a simplicity process, we can get so much insights from the behavior. So remember last week, last class, I told you that a proper way to get consumer insights is to do online quantitative study. Online quantitative study. That's the Insight Club. So remember, you saw the forms, right? The survey form, right? Ask you to click. So you first click that one, I explained to you, and all of you did it very well, right? So it's a similar thing, right? So this is what I did for Reckitt Benckiser, right? So I come up with them with the survey form to get the insights. How do people search for condoms, right? For example. So it's a similar exercise. So this is what I do for my client, right? So again, this exercise is just to show you the process and put yourself into the minds of the consumers, how they would do that. So just now we have identified that SERP number 2 and number 6, right, are the first and second click, right? And then let's look at the what you call the third one, right, which is the final one. I mean, this is a simulation. So just assuming that that all things equal, everybody is satisfied by the third click, right? So if you look at third click itself, the orange bar, the one that have the highest is between SERP number 5 and number 8, 5 and 8, all right? 5 and 8. So 5 and 8. So if I look at 5 and 8, ladies and gentlemen, so just let me just go back to here, 5 and 8. Okay, 5 and 8, 5. What is the best remedy for a cough, right? And then SERP number 8, 19 tips on how to stop coughing, including what they call nighttime cough. I think we Malaysian, we are a bit kiasu one, just like our friends in Singapore also. Right, yeah, 19. Again, right, I mean, I just now make a hypothesis, right? I say that because, you know, you have no intention to fall sick, and then you, what do you call, if you fall sick, you want an immediate thing, right? So perhaps I just want to think a little bit more, right? You know, cough is one element that, one thing that is so hard to get rid of, you know, that there's a saying goes that there's such things as like 100 days cough, that won't go away, and I think, I mean, from my experience, and also I think you know that, you know, many times people are looking for remedies, or wow, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and this on, you know. So coming back to from that point of hypothesis, right? Yeah, I think having lots of options in terms of like best 19, you know, remedy choices that you can have, I think it works. It works. You see what I mean? What I'm saying here is that I'm just trying to get into the heads of the consumers out there, right? And I think this is something that you and I cannot do this individually. Can I repeat? You know, analyzing data is not something that you can do individually, because I only have a very limited perspective, right? So just now I told you, I said better to use maybe 3 choices only instead of 19 choices. But I mean, the data that I got from 25 of you showed that, right? Like for example, this SERP here, right? 19 tips how to stop coughing, right? That goes beyond, you know, 5 and 6, right? So this is a numeric, has basically proved that my hypothesis is wrong. And that's because I'm analyzing it from my own individual perspective. So coming back to the point here, this whole digital marketing thing is really, really complicated to do it alone, right? So I always suggest that for my clients to basically do a what you call a group brainstorming. So get somebody to come up with, collate the data and the reports and all these things, and then come together to analyze the numbers, all right, the data, right? What is trying to infer? What is the inference, right? And then that will help you in terms of your planning. So many times my clients, even my clients, multinational big clients, right? They jump straight into execution. Wow, let's buy Google Ads, right? This is how the copywriting should be done. No planning, no plan to fail, right? That's the thing. And the thing is that let's not plan to fail, but let's plan together, right? I think we have a better chance to succeed in a sense. All right, okay, so again, this is not a motivation talk, or this is not kind of like a, you know, these people work together kind of a unity talk, all right? Yeah, but the point here is that I want to say that digital marketing is super hard, right? So, you know, and there's a lot of data, and you got to be very analytical. At the same time, you got to also be very open, you know, very open to other people's point of view, right? In order for you to actually come up with a solid plan. Okay, everybody good, right? Okay, so so right now I just want to show you what are the key publics, right? So we talked about remedy cough, right? Remedy coughs. Okay, remedy coughs. Okay, remedy cough. So the screenshot that I actually given you, the PDF one, that was done like a couple of days ago, right? Yeah, that was the latest that I could go to. So the SERP ranking, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to show you right now on the same keyword, remedies cough, could be different, because it's very dynamic one, right? It is based on the person's internet activity, right? And it could be different from between mine and yours, and between different people, right? But what I can do is that, you know, I normally have this technique, right? Which is not a superpower technique, but it's a technique to see, right? What they call SEO SERP listings, right? When it's like first-time users, right? Because over time, when you do your SERP, when you do your internet browsing and do your search and all this, Google is actually learning your behavior, and then through its algorithm is actually you know, reorganizing the website listings, right? So you may not get the same page, but if you want to get the same page, ladies and gentlemen, this is quite a neat trick that I can share with you. All right, it's called clear verbal times. All right, clear verbal times. So I just want you to just pay attention to this, right? So so remedy cough, for example, right? So if day one I key in remedy cough, I get this type of listings. So tomorrow or the next day or the third day, when I key in the same remedy cough, the site listings here may be different, right? The sub positioning of this website may be different. But if I want to get it to be the first time, then what I'll do here is, ladies and gentlemen, I'll click on this tool here, right? This tool button here, right? And then I go on all results, click on all results, and you can see here, verbal time, right? Verbal time. So once I click on verbal time, remedy cough. Remedy cough. So there's a dot here. Okay. Verbal time. All right. And you see a clear button here. Click here. Clear. And this page, ladies and gentlemen, will be the same as the PDF. Right? Will be the same as the PDF. This is treated as the first time I key in this keyword in the same search, right? Same search. So why am I actually putting this in here? Okay, this is I wouldn't say a technique that is done by, you know, performance marketing agencies. You see, you want your website to be listed number one. Let's say one day your website was listed number one, right? And as you know that in SEO, there is a very dynamic environment. Today, you can be number one. Tomorrow, you can be position number 20, right? If you don't continue maintain the content and providing relevant content, great content compared to your competitors, your ranking in your SEO can slide on. But then, if you don't clear your cache, you clear your verbal time, right? Every time you key in the keyword that you want to be ranked on page number one, your site will always be number one. Your site will always be number one. And that is not a true picture, because people will not see that if they are first time keying the keyword. They will not see your site. So you need to clear cache one. So please be smart when your agency people tell you that says, hey, I'm maintaining one. You see, go and check. You go to your Google and type in that keyword that you want to rank number one. Hey, you are still in the first page, right? Then you say, yeah, still first page. But because you have not cleared your cache, right? You wouldn't know whether your website position has slided, right? So in order to prove that, you need to clear your cache, your verbal time cache. Everybody important, huh? Right? Yeah. You know, a lot of my agency friends don't like me because I tell you all the trade secret. Right? Yeah. That's very important. Because let me tell you why this is important. Because to engage a service of SEO, right? Their retainer fee 1 month is at least 20,000. It's more expensive than your creative agency. 20,000 minimum, because look at the amount of work. And I'm only showing you some areas only, right? This is only like 5% of the real work that's done, right? That I do for my clients too. 20,000 a month retainer fee, right? So you need to know all this, right? Because you know SEO is super important, all right? Okay, people? All right. So now it's 11:35, right? Exactly 1 hour ago, we had a break. Okay, right? We came back just now. So let's come back here. Let's take another break. Yeah, I'm seeing quite a lot. Is it too much information, people? You okay? Right? Yeah. Okay, let's take a 15 minutes break. Let's come back here at 11:50. 11:50. Okay, can we? All right. So I won't check again. Any questions for me? Wow, you're very good. No question for me. At least, any more questions for me? No, at least. You are my super supporter. Jason, right? Please don't ask me question after the class. I want to go for my lunch.
Okay, not today, not today.
Oh no, no, not today.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Anybody else want to ask me any question? Sonia, are you good, Sonia?
So far, so good.
Okay, I
Yeah.
think it's great to have somebody from HR to learn SEO. First time
Yes.
time for me.
So maybe I do have a question.
There you go.
Okay, you mentioned, right, the back end of SEO, right? So probably what help Line did was to write there, how do you get rid of call fast? So he did it during the back end. So meaning to say, we need not only to write a very good article, we still need to write the back end.
Yes.
Of that article.
Yeah, you got to label. I won't say right, but label it correctly. Label it according to the search behavior.
Okay, so now the trick will be how to relabel it correctly.
So you need to do keyword planning. You need to do keyword research. So you have tools like Keyword Planner from Google, which is free, but it's super difficult to use. Or you can use like subscribe to Uber Suggest, which I subscribe to. They will give you some what I call content ideas or title ideas to put into your backend.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming back. Could you just turn on your video for a short while? All right, and we'll dive in on the next topic itself. So before I dive in the next topic itself, I just wanted to do a quick check. Is everybody okay? If you're okay, just unmute yourself. Say, David, I'm okay.
Great.
I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I really appreciate this because this really encouraged me because you know, to be very honest, virtual training is super hard, right? It's super hard. I know it's very hard for you, and it's also very hard for me, right? Yeah, but I hope you know, these experiences that you are having in the last couple of classes, I hope it's doing well for you. Are you okay? Could you all learn? How's the learning environment? Okay. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Right. So let's move on to the next thing, which is basically what are some of the factors that you know, that drives SEO. What are some of the factors that makes your site rank top, right? Rank top, right? So basically, there are three factors that I want to talk about. So just let me sorry. Yeah. So three leverage. So okay, so there are basically three factors, three ranking factors that really matters, right? So I mean, there is a fair chance for you to know that the first two, but very likely that you wouldn't know the third. So the first factor that helps you to rank top is relevant content on your page. This means including the copy and the images which match the search keywords which the searcher is looking for. And secondly is the links from other sites that links to your content, right? So it tells basically when a lot of other websites are linking to your website, linking to your content, it tells Google that your site is authoritative. It's authoritative. So bear in mind from an SEO point of view, two things comes in play, two themes that comes in play. One is basically relevant content. Second one is trustworthy. So how does Google know? Sorry, first one is authority. The other one is trustworthy, right? These are two key factors, right, that drives you. So how does Google knows that your site is trustworthy? It's by the sheer amount of traffic that goes to your site. And how does Google know that you are authoritative? It means that your other peers in the industry, like for example, I'm just making this up, the Association of Pharmacies, Malaysia Association of Pharmacies, or Singapore, got such association on.
Yes.
National Pharmacy Association got it.
Yes.
Right. Let's say they have a website, right? The Pharmacies Association have a website, and they link their content. They actually link your content to their website. That means they publish your content on their website, right? So Google knows that the National Pharmacies of Malaysia or Singapore, they are authoritative in where? In the field of pharmaceutical, right? That for example. And if Google knows that they actually took your content and link and publish that on their website, it says that you are what? Very authoritative, right? Because the authoritative, spokesperson, right, from the National Pharmacists Association is even publishing your article, right, your content on their website. So if you get many of these very authoritative, websites in your industry, linking your content, it tells Google that your site is authoritative. And in the SEO term, we call it backlink. Not backdoor government, backlink. Okay, right? Yeah, and or you call it inbound links, right? So people, the thing is that these links are very, very important, but whilst it's important, not all of these links are equal, right? Because in general, you want links from other sites that are also authoritative also, right? So the first step you need to do is that before even, besides looking at those keywords, those key phrases, you need to do keyword research. You need to speak the language. You need to develop relevant content. You also need to come up with a list of websites that is authoritative in your field, right? In your field, and not limited, of course, to what I call other areas that you want to. I use the word dominate, right? Other fields. So besides OTC medicine, let's say, for example, down the road, 12 months, you have really been very successful in ranking very well in OTC medicine, right? Whatever the product categories that you have, and the what they call the leadership, the marketing leadership team decides, they say, hey, we need to grow the market, and what's next? Let's say, right? You want to move into what I call the fitness category, right? Let's say XEPA decides to come out with fitness centers, right? Assuming, right? Hypothetically speaking. And then you know that you need to now, list down all the sites that is authoritative in fitness, right? Then it could be, instead of, say, for example, I'm just making this up, instead of pharmacists now, National Association of Physiotherapy. I'm just making this up, physiotherapy, right? Yeah, and write topics about how important for you to, take care of your body structure and things like that, so that you can be fit, you can exercise in times like this. Then you probably develop an article on that. And then what you do is that you write to the National Association of Physiotherapists, the president or the chief editorial board, right? The person is in charge of editorial content on their website, and says that, hey, we'd like to share this article with you. I think if it's good, right, you can have this article. All you need to do is just, here's the link. Here's the link from our website URL that we publish. Free to use it, right? So that's the approach we do to get backlinks. And again, this is a lot of work, right? But first of all, as a marketer, you need to list down all the other authoritative sites within your industry that you want to get them to publish your content on their website. All right. So when you have do that, then wow, you're super duper authoritative law, right? Yeah, right. I mean, that is the flow of things, lah, right? So you need to create relevant content. You need to link from other sites of content. And then the third one is how user interact with Google and your site. So your website analytics is very, very key. So ideally, the thing is that the more users click on your listing on the SERP, right, then Google will project that for that position of yours. When Google see that there's a lot of clicks, not your listing, right? When they click on your website listing on SERP, then Google will then project their position, right? Will adjust the position according to your competitors, your relative to your competitors, because then that shows that Google, your content is really tells Google that your content is really liked by the searchers. So the more people click on your link, right? It's not number of times you appear on the first page or second page. The more people click on the link, then Google knows that your site, the content that is in our site is well liked by the searchers. So as a result of that, the algorithm will detect this, Google's algorithm will detect this, and likely will boost up your ranking, right? And this is done over time, right? Yeah, so what's more? So if Google sees the user is sticking around your site, after clicking and before doing another search, it also show what? The searcher like your content, right? So remember I talked about bounce off last class, right? If they can come to your website, then immediately they bounce off. It tells Google what? The searcher didn't like your content. Didn't like your content. But so what makes a site rank top, right? It's the third one, which is basically how the user interacts. So it's not only they click, but how long they stay on your page. How long they stay. So dwelling time is a very important what you call KPI, all right, for website performance. KPI, key performance indicator. It's very important, right? Dwelling time, how much time people spend in your particular page, right? How long they spend. So the more they spend more time, means they more like. But sometimes advertisers, right? I mean marketers, right? I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about other marketers. Their website, right, is very, very thin. Nothing to consume, right? So if your site is like, for example, just a half page of A4 size, right? Only about 400 words, right? How can I spend a long time with that? Right? But I suppose when you have an online video embedded on your web page, and it is like 45 minutes long, and it's done in such a way that's so interesting, right? So people will stay. Not only people will stay, people will spend longer time, right? So again, you can also embed what I call webinars on your website. You can do a live webinar and broadcast it through your website. That's another trick that I think not many marketers are using it right now, right? So, and as I said, webinars is a faster way to create content. And then from there, what you can do is that you can upload to YouTube after that, and then you can take their transcript. So in YouTube, there is a transcript button, the subtitle, right? So those transcript, you can export it into document, Word document. And then from the Word document, please look through, right, the words, whether get the speakers to do the editing to make sure that the words are correct in spelling and things like that, and grammatize. Then after that, what you do is that post the webinar, you can just upload that YouTube video and embed it on your web page. And then the transcript, right, the edited transcript can be the following article below the video, right? Then two things happen. One, you just did a content that is post the webinar. So easy to do, right? So easy to do. You don't even have to do a recording, right? So you edit a video, then you take the transcript and then put it down on the what you call the script, the transcript, right, below the video itself. And then you will have all those keywords, right? Keywords in there in your article, and that's going to be super good for Google to find you out, right? In fact, some of my clients, I advise them, right, even before the speaker speaks in the webinar, get hold of their scripts. Get hold of their scripts, right? Get hold of the script first, right? Because you want to know what they're saying, right? So get hold of the script. That means get the transcript from them, and then do a research, keyword research on all the transcript, right? And I have a tool which you can upload it, right? And then they will tell you this keyword, right? Basically, it's what is the search volume like? What is the click-through rate like for these keywords, right? And it will suggest maybe an alternative keywords. So then you know, right? Then you advise the speaker. It says that instead of saying this keyword, efficacy of getting cough relief, say that word in his script, right? Change it to how to get rid of that cough. You see what I mean? Right? So if you do that process earlier on, then when you have the webinars, for example, right? And then what it does is that then you upload in YouTube, you get a transcript back, right? Then you make changes again, then just copy and paste and embed it into your website. Then voila, you got a very good, what I call cornerstone content, all right? Which I'll talk about that later on. Okay, actually, anyway, this is something that I wanted to share with you on our next two modules, which is how to plan and how to promote your webinar, right? Yeah. So, but I just want to say this before I've forgotten it, right? So I will show you the technique of how doing this during that module. Is that okay, everyone? Is that okay? Yeah. So again, just to recap, three things that makes your website top in the SEO ranking page. One is content, right? So you can do, like, for example, virtual webinars, right? And number two, links from other authoritative sites within your industry. Third, how users interact with your site, and how users interact with Google and your website. So whether they click through that website link on that search page, and also how much time they spend on your website, whether they bounce up or not, right? So that's essentially the key factors coming in play, right? So the other parts here is basically, okay, let me just click on here right now to show you more in details. What are some of the key factors, right? So this was a remedy cough, right? Yeah. So, and you have 3 ads on top of here. So kind of like, yeah. So sitting on top of SERP number 1. So medical news today, it's SERP number 1, right? So you can see here, domain authority, right? Domain authority. So I explained a fair bit just now about domain authority just now. And this numeric here, 92, is over 100, right? So obviously the things that the higher the number, right, of 100, the what you call the more authoritative is, right? So basically the classification here is based on domain authority. Means domain is basically your website address, right? Your website address authority is based on variety of factor that is the overall strength of a website. So a score between 0 to 100 is given to all sites. The higher the number, the more authoritative the site is, and the higher it will rank. But this is only one thing, right? So you can be you can have the highest domain authority. That doesn't mean that Google is going to rank you number 1. And then also the other factor that we'll look at is that, again, I talk about how users interact with Google and how the users, all right, will click through to your website. So I'm referring to website traffic here. So the other factor here is basically domain traffic, which is basically the average number of organic visitor, right, who comes in naturally, not through Google Ads or any paid form of ads per month for this particular domain, right? So then the other one is the backlink. Yeah, remember I talked about backlink. So backlink is what? Test you a while, see whether they're paying attention or not. What is backlink, people? What is backlink?
Inbound links.
Inbound links. What is inbound links? How do you get inbound links?
You have to write the metadata.
No, yeah, no. So basically, inbound links or backlinks are links that other website links your content to and publish in their website, right? So you need to get all the authoritative site, right? So like I mentioned about National Pharmacists Association and so forth, right? So those are backlinks. So the what do you call don't mind this portfolio, okay? He keep on appearing on my. So anyway, what makes it top, right? As I mentioned just now earlier on, are backlinks. So backlinks are basically this page, which is SERP number 1. This one was SERP number 1, has a backlink of 740, right? So it's tops here. But interestingly, if you look at here, even though they are number 1, naturally we will think that they will get the most highest conversion, right? Remember, we talked about conversion. Yeah. So what if you got high traffic, but majority of them bounce off because it's not information that they want? It doesn't fulfill that, right? And evidently, it's shown in one of my tools, right? Which is basically, it says that this is SERP number 1, right? This is medical news today. SERP number 1, medical news today. And so if I were to go down here, okay, just let me. Okay, here. Okay, so this is basically ranked by traffic. So the y-axis is basically the number of traffic. So the most number of traffic is 450 million, right? Over time, right? Over time, right? It's not a month, over time, right? So if you look at this is certain position number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, up to number 10. And if you look at here, SERP number 1 is medical news today. If you look at the traffic level compared to SERP number 2, number 3, number 4, which is mostly all from Healthline, right? I think majority of you just now from the exercise did click on this Healthline thing, right? As opposed to SERP number 1, the medical news site. So you didn't actually got a lot of traffic, right? So just to prove to you, the exercise that we did just now was very congruent to what is really happening real time right now, right? It was headline. This was SERP 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Yeah, and then you know, so what I'm trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen, just because you are number 1 position in SEO, that doesn't mean that you get a huge click through. It doesn't mean that. So it comes back to the fact that as you are looking for conversion, you need to have content that people are searching for, right? People are searching for, and you need to have a kind of a backlink, right? So the more backlink. And lastly is that you need to also have social media, right? Social media itself. So okay, so this site here, SERP number 1, has high authority, domain authority, 92 over 100. Yeah, 96.9 million people click through, and they probably bounce off very quickly. They have about 215 backlinks, all right? 215 backlinks, all right, as to date, right? Yeah, so it says this 740, but yeah. So anyway, if you look at the next one, under SERP number, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5, right? And then this is 6, right? This is SERP 6, which I think majority of you quite click into it. So you can see the domain is not as high as the SERP 1, which is 92. Which is 92 here, yeah, which is 92 here. And SERP number 2 has 87, still really quite high, but very high traffic, all right? And quite comparable in terms of their backlink. But you see one thing that SERP number 1 doesn't have. They don't have a social media page, right? You can see here, this one is basically how many times this particular website or URL has been shared on Facebook. Very key point, huh? So in a digital marketing ecosystem, SEO is important, equally important is that you must have a strong online community that shares your website, your web page, shares your content, right? That's a very important point. And that's why for every website, there should be a Facebook page. For every website, if you're doing B2B, you should do a linking page. So I'm referring to Facebook page, right? I'm referring to linking page, not your own personal account. Yeah, a proper business page. All right, a proper business page. Particularly the business page has a blue tick button one, a blue tick one. So when you have a blue tick on the Facebook page, the company like, for example, Nestle, Milo, and all this, it shows that you have at least 5,000 followers. Right? When you want to build an online community, it cannot be of 100 people. And out of the 100 people, 90% is the staff. Hey, Google knows one. I mean, so Facebook knows one, you know. All right? Facebook very clever also, right? Yeah, it has to be from outside from your company, right? People who's outside, that people are willing to follow you, right? Willing to follow you. So, and this is one of the modules, right? I'll be covering after Chinese New Year, which is how to increase your Facebook followers, right? And that's the reason why I do it after, talking about websites, landing pages, and then SEO, right? And after this, I'll be talking about content, the cornerstone content, because without this, fundamentally, you won't be able to increase your followers. Why would the people follow you, right? What's the reason, right? Is it because you are Zipper, right? Yeah. So this is a very important key point that when you want to look at, right? Is that how many people share, right? So you can see the difference, right? Yeah. So again, how do we get tops? I mean, these are the ranking factors, but there's lots to do. You can see not in the space of content, but also in terms of building online communities and also working with the other authoritative sites to backlink, right? To get inbound links from them. All right. Okay, people, you got this point? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Right. So let me move on to the next one here. Okay. Okay. So this will be in your notes. I will give you in the notes. But basically, this I mean, as we have the Maslow hierarchy of needs, Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, we also have a Maslow hierarchy of SEO needs. Essentially, you can see that right at the bottom of the pyramid. This is the fundamental that you need to do. You're going to make sure that your site is, crawlers accessible. It's friendly to the Google crawlers, so they can reach and index your content. So having a sitemap is very key, in your website. And how do you know whether your website got a sitemap or not? That can be searched. That can be actually, validated by Google Search Console, right? So, but I'm not going to go that technical. Then obviously you need to have compelling content that answers the searcher's query at the second pyramid at the bottom, which is basically essential for ranking. Then you have to make sure that your keyword is optimized. Optimized in the meaning that your keyword should be speaking the consumer's language, right? Not so much of marketing languages, so that you can attract searchers and search engine, right? So the meta data at the back end of your website is very key. How you label that keywords at the front page of your website, whatever you want to name it, that's fine. That doesn't matter, because that's more to say what you want to say. But at the back end is to say what the searcher wants to hear. All right, not so much for what you want to say, what you want to hear. All right. And obviously the things that other things, technical stuff is like, for example, great user experience. So if you compare between a video and compare to long form articles, obviously video will win hands down, right? And if you do a virtual webinars, there will be even greater interaction, right? So users will have better user experience. So it's not just about fast load speed or ease to use, whatever. Then of course, you want to make your content share worthy content. Remember, I talk about, building an online community that is willing to share your content, your web pages content into their social media feed. So this really earns links, citations, and amplification, right? That's why they call it. The reason why we have online community is so that word of mouth can be amplified, right? Can be amplified, and that's super important. So many of my clients always ask me this, David, how do I make my campaign viral? How? Can I ask you? How do you make your campaign viral? Because so good, right? Don't need to pay money, get viral. Everybody is talking about your brand. Free ma, some more got credibility. How to make your campaign viral? Can anybody tell me? Anybody tell me how to make your campaign viral? This is a multi-million-dollar question, actually. Yeah. Okay, no worry, no need to answer me. All right, you will find out the answer on our next module on Monday. All right, on Monday. All right. Okay. Okay, so let me just move on. So this is a hierarchy my school did. Then you look in terms of making sure your page title, your URL is written in such a way that people will click through. That will draw high click-through rate in the ranking, right? And then of course the snippet. So snippet is basically the number one position in SERP, right? So even though I just want to talk a little bit about the snippet here, which is basically it looks like this, right? This one here. Right, this one here, where it didn't have a lot of traffic compared to the other SERP position. All right, so this one here is basically more for branding. It's important to be up there because, I mean, psychologically, right? Even though people may not click on that, but because you are like number one, whoa, you must be somebody great, right? So it's very good for branding. Right, so the objective to be in SERP number one may not be necessarily for conversion, but it's definitely important for your branding, your brand image, right? Your brand image. So remember that, right? When I told you that, oh yeah, you can be number one, but then the traffic is not that great, conversion is not that great. That is a separate objective altogether, right? That is for the other SERP positions, right? But to get into number one, when Google says, wow, your site domain authority very good, you got a lot of backlinks, right? And you put you number one, means that, that's very good for branding. All right, okay on this point, everyone? Yeah, yeah, okay. So let me just move on. Okay. Okay, so basically this is an illustration in terms of this, okay, where you talk about the snippet here, which is here itself, and you talk about share-worthy content, here 3584 in terms of Facebook, and then the title is over here, right? So this is basically a diagram to show you the difference between the pyramid, okay? Okay, I tell you what, I'll skip this technical part here on page titles. But I just want to say here in comparison very quickly, all right? If you compare, so for example, a page title is basically a title tag, right? A short description in terms of your web page that appears at the top of your browser and also in SERP. It is one of the most important part of the optimization of SEO page. And the things that if you look at here, Durex, we have a title page here, and it's really good, right? Whereas if you look at XEPA, also very good. You have all title page. But just one thing that I just want to ask you all here, right? I know this is your corporate website. Is it really necessary to put the company code in every single page of the title? Is it a regulatory? Is it a must?
What do you mean by company code?
Okay, so company code means like your company's code, like for example, Zipa, Seoul, Patterson, and then Suriname Berhad 196 901 100.
Registration.
The registration, the SSM, right? The SSM registration. I don't know whether is this a regulatory or all this, because I see my client Racket by Kaiser, they don't do that. They don't do that. I'm saying that it is not a regulation because I'm not sure, right? Because my reference point is only one client, right? So maybe they are the one who fought the law, right? So I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is that do a check. If you can, you don't have to put in the what you call the company SSM number, because you want to leave that space to make it more consumer search friendly, right? You want to put in your value proposition, how to get rid of dry cough.
That
right?
will be the numbers is present in the page title, is it?
Yes, in every single page. Every single page, right? But then again, please do check, because that might be a regulation, right? So I'm not sure. But I'm saying that if you're not mandatory to put the SSM number on your page title, it's something that you can actually reserve that space for the other characters to put in a much more compelling page title, because your page title appears at the first line, right? At the first line, on the blue line, right? Which is basically this line here. Sorry, this blue line. You see this purple line? This is page title, right? So so right now, if I would type in SERP SP, right? So you get basically you know, your site here, the company name, full company name, and then blah blah blah. So any searchers in mind, consumers will not even click into this because it doesn't really tell them anything much, right? So even like mouth, throat preparation, so forth, so forth. So anyway, not a big thing, but actually it's a big thing lah. Sorry, it's a big thing lah. Right? It's not a small thing, right? Yeah.
David, just a quick question: is there a word count?
Yes, there is. Yes, there's a word count limitation. So the word count is limited by the viewability, right? Because viewability means that you look at here, right? There's a certain limitation in terms of the viewer, the length of the characters, right? Number of characters that can appear in the page title listing, right? So if you use up with your full company name and then with the company address, I mean the SSM code, there's no room for basically in terms of your page title for like how to get rid of that cough, right? Because this is what, anyway, this is a B2B website. So anyway, I think that's the reason why, because you're talking about, you know, shareholders, share investors and all these things. So it might be part of the regulatory. But what I'm saying is that if you are doing a new website, a B2C website, please check whether do you need to put your full company name and also the SSM address or not, right? SSM code. Just double check, right? In fact, triple check, right? Because I don't want you to fall into the regulators, right? Yeah, because you're very highly regulated. But if it's not a mandatory, then start to put in those keywords like page title description, like how to get rid of that cough. Then, right, hyphen XEPA SP. Remember, branded, right? Yeah, so that's how it should be done. Okay, everyone? Where am okay, so that's page title itself. Then you have your this is how page title looks like. Sorry. Okay, this is how page title looks like. So this is basically the what do you call, the say for example, for this page title, get experience better sex with Durex products, right? So it's definitely more compelling. Not necessarily the thing that you're going to put here, because this is the tagline that my client Durex wanted to put initially on the page title. Say the thinnest condom ever developed by Durex. I told them, I said, nobody searched for the thinnest condoms, right? Yeah. So you got to reword it. And I said, people are searching for better experience sex, right? Yeah. So this is where, you know, you put in the brand, you can put the brand in the front or the back. But if you look at the page title, right, it's very, very short, all right? It's just less than 100, it's less than 90 characters, right? So a maximum you go in is about 120 characters, right? So you can do the kind of word count. This is where copywriting comes in play. And then XEPA is like no room for even any value proposition here, right? Because your page title has to have value proposition. Okay, right? And so this part here, I talk about meta descriptions. So meta description basically are attributes within your meta text that help you describe your page, right? So it's kind of like a preface for the book. So every time when you pick up a book, right, if you want to know the content of the book, it's either you turn back or you read at the preface, right? So this is exactly like a preface. Meta text is like a preface. Just give people a quick quick overview. What is this book or this website all about, right? So that's why it's important to have meta text, right? Meta text. And so right now, you know, this is trusted leadership where good health is made possible. This is not a meta tag. In fact, this one is actually taken up from H1 and H2. It's way below the meta tag. So it means that when Google crawl your website, they will see a lot of meta tag description for Durex here, right? Which is fantastic, right? But they see none in XEPA's current B2B website. Okay, please don't want to shoot the person who doesn't have that, because this site again, let me reinforce, right? To say this is a corporate website. This is not a consumer website, right? So the thing is that if you have a B2C website and when you come up with a new website, make sure that you fill up all your meta description. Okay. All right, people. Okay. All right. Okay. Tell you what, right? The time now is 3:32, right? So what I want to do here now is that I want to do an activity before we go. And this activity is called the consumer persona. Remember the consumer persona, right? And this is basically a one-page what you call I call it a one-page brief that is so super useful for you to actually work it out as a brief, because it basically covers you know, who's your target market, demographics, who is whether they are the key decision makers. You can even put a photo in there. And the reason why you know, I want you to put a photo here is I want to say this point here, right? In today's marketing, we talk about one-to-one marketing in a scalable manner, right? Today we talk about in digital marketing, we talk about personalization, right? It's like when you do your digital marketing campaign, you got to really think the person as an individual, right? An individual, right? So as opposed to define your target market. My target market is females, age 25 to 35, live in Klang Valley, and household income, you know, 5,000 and above. That's so yesteryears. That's super irrelevant, really, because what we are doing here is that we are doing intent marketing, right? All we need to know is people's intention, and how do we know? It starts with search, all right? Starts with providing them the content and look at the interaction itself. So when we do our marketing right now, today when we do our marketing, and I'm not just only referring to digital marketing, right? We got to understand their psychographics part of it, which is the goal and motivation. So we're going to list down their general, personal, or business goals. Business goals will be for those B2B, B2B kind of target market. List down their specific goals that's related to the buying scenario. What are the things what kind of solutions they are buying for, and what are some of the barriers and challenges, and what are some of the key messages, right? So for this exercise here, no need to do the key messages yet, right? Because I think in our next class, I will teach you how to develop your key messages. Right now, I just want you to go, I will break you down into 5 groups. And I want you to identify and describe who is that one individual that you want to target your communication with, right? Your communication with, and of which you need to spell down, discuss as a group, what are their goals and motivation, what are the barriers and challenges. Don't have to do the key message. What is the buying scenario? Ask questions like why the persona needs to have a need for this product. How does it fit into their life stage or situation, right? Sorry for the spelling error. And how product needs fit in terms of decision making, include and art. I mean, a lot of questions here. Try to answer as much as you can, right? Because this is an ongoing template that we will refer to throughout our course of training, right? And what are their preferred media? So fine, just place an assumption, right? Use your logical mind. What are the preferred media they use, right? So I'm not asking you to really pen down really the definite media channels that you're going to do in your media buy, but just pen down, right? In terms of referring to the person that you know that fits into this description, and then just put in what are their social media usage, what are their social device they use, right? So and then then after that, just stop there, right? Then next Monday when we do a class, then we start to look in terms of how we can map the customer journey, right? Customer journey, the exercise that you did last week, right? Which is basically this one here, right? So we will revisit this this framework again, and we will put it over here, right? Which is according to the IDA model. So what are touch points? What are the key questions? So quick questions here, you can again refer them to the search. When you do a search, remember there's a people also ask section here, so you can actually use this to key in here. But don't do that today. Just do that next Monday. So today's exercise is just to put in the one individual that you want to target, which is going to be your primary target market, right? Target users, right? The number one target users. Give them a name. If you can get a photo, put the photos in there, and then put in what's the goal and motivation, barrier and buying scenario, preferred media, and also a narrative in terms of their home and all this. So I have saved this template in our sharing folder, right? So it's basically over here, copy of the copy here. Don't download it yet, right? At least, right? Yeah. So click on here, which is copy of the personal template. Then you see that this is the template that you have, and at the bottom here, I've given you a located breakout room 1, 2. You look at the tab below, right? The tab below on this spreadsheet, the breakout room 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I believe I have all 5, and I've given you example, right? Like this. So what you can do is that you can override it, right? So you can use this as a referral. This is for another product category, right? This is basically for LASIK, right? LASIK, right? LASIK, that means for eyesight correction, right? So you use this as a reference, and then what you do is that you put in the product name here, and then you do the whole sections on the blue sections, except the key message and the customer journey map, right? So when I break you out into rooms, just go to your relevant tab sheet at the bottom here, where it's group 5, 4, and all this, and then work on this section here. Okay. For those who are interested on B2B example, I also have an example here, but it's not going to be done on this activity. So this is basically a persona template for a B2B what do you call template, right? B2B template, right? Okay. So everybody clear? Everybody clear on this exercise? All right. So do access it from the share folder, as I showed you just now, under copy of personal template example, right? Everybody click on this one, right? Don't need to download, just download, right? Just click on it, okay? And then just do the blue part. All right. So I'm good. Any further questions before I break you down the rooms? Anyone? No? Okay, you're good, huh? If you're good, give me a thumbs up. Okay, wonderful. Right, so I'm just going to break you into rooms right now. And how do I breakout rooms? Okay, 5 breakout rooms. Okay, so this is assigned automatically, right? Yeah, so you might get new colleagues. Okay, so go to your respective groups right now, and we'll take, yeah.
Any product name suggestion?
Sarah?
I can't hear, sorry.
Sorry. Sarah?
Are you in already? I think we need to punch to room breakout room 2.
2, yeah, correct.
Yeah, at least you got the link, is it?
Which link?
I mean the share folder. Maybe you share the file so we all can see together, because one person type will do, right?
Yes, correct.
I cannot find. Sorry.
Okay.
Karen,
Yes.
Dave here.
Yes.
You can, I'll give you the folder right now.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, so just a minute.
Do I share, David?
I will put it on the chat right now for you.
Okay, thank you. Wait.
Okay, so everybody, okay, so everybody's, yeah. Okay, do you see it in your chat?
Got it.
Yeah, this is a direct link to the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And then go to the tab below. I think you're group 2, right?
Yes.
So breakout room number 2. Got it?
Yeah.
I think it's good everyone just open it up, right? Yeah. Because you can do this collaboratively. So you just got to hear.
So we don't have to share.
Yeah, you don't have to share. Yeah. So you are looking at the same spreadsheet. Okay, everybody good?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the product name?
Easier to do would be maybe Aislinn. I don't know.
I was thinking Aislinn as well.
Singapore got Aislinn.
Singapore don't have.
Never mind, I do your product because I got 3 experts here.
But anyway, Ben will be launching Aislinn in Singapore soon as well, so he can also expose a bit lah.
Yeah.
You can share. Okay, we can go Aislinn. So
Sarah also can.
Let me see. But this lady, we have to change some of the things here, right?
Yes, that's right. This is David Ho here.
Hi, David.
Yeah, so this is just a reference for you, right? For the elastic eye category, right?
Right. Okay.
So, so it's a reference for you. Just override it, right? Yeah,
right. Okay.
It. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
David, this is about the persona of the target audience, not persona about the brands, right?
No, persona about target audience. That's right.
Understand.
But,
yeah. Understand. Right. So I think we have to start off by choosing a products. Then would know who are the primary target audience that we want to market the products to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Something wrong with mine.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I am. Okay, I click to the stop sharing.
Okay, this is David here. You all can actually click on that link, right? The document link, and open up, and then you don't have to screen share. And then all of you are looking at the same spreadsheet, right? So then audibly you all just like discuss what you want to put in there.
Okay.
Right. So I'm just going to download the what do you call the link for you. Okay, so the link is going to be here.
Robin, can you hear us, Robin? We can't hear you, no, Robin.
The spreadsheet here. Can you see, Robin? Robin, are you okay, Robin?
We're having a bit of audio problem from Robin, but the rest, like Dr. Chow, How Good, Adrian, no problem in that case.
Okay. Just let me just.
Hold on, David. The link that you sent, I don't know if I see wrongly, but it's a Zoom link.
No, sorry. The link on top. On top of the Zoom link. Sorry.
I don't see any link on top. The rest, they all managed to get the link.
Okay. Perhaps let me just
Actually,
copy the link.
above the Zoom.
Okay. Let me just copy the link again. Okay, this one here. The latest one. 12:46.
Yeah, I am in it. Yes.
Yeah, and you are group 5, right?
Yeah.
So go to the tab on 5. So everybody just click on the Zoom that link, then you get everyone. Robin, can you hear us? Robin, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up, Robin. Okay, Robin can hear you, but Robin is muted, right?
That's why he's not muted actually, but we can't seem to hear him.
Can he hear us though? Can he? Robin, you can. Oh, he can.
But we can't hear him.
Right. Oh dear.
The challenges in terms of virtual brainstorming.
Okay. Well, if anything, I think Robin, you can put your thoughts on the chat and also help.
Okay.
Put stuff into the Google form. I mean the spreadsheet now. Okay. Shall we just choose Pristine Shampoo then?
Okay. So Robin has been communicating with you all, right, on the Zoom chat. All right. I'll leave you guys.
Can you decide on the part? Okay. Thanks, David.
Put it at the work there, at the below.
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay. So what I'll put, do you all have a specific one or you want to just put professional PMEBs?
I think professional PMEBs is okay lah.
Okay, PMEBs, okay. So work in the company. Wait, full-time. Do you wait? Personal and home. Shall we see her as a full-time career woman, career independent woman, or
We can base it on Yvonne. With XEPA since. No, I cannot.
Okay. Full-time career independent. So I'll put. So this person, shall we say she's a career mother?
Yeah.
Career oriented. Okay. Full-time career oriented and independent parent. Okay, so PME, what would be PMEBs? Any specification on where she works in or
XEPA?
If you put XEPA, then she have to buy Osera already.
She can buy at staff price.
Shall we maybe put not healthcare related?
Yeah.
So if let's say non-healthcare related, then she will be browsing, she'll be reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, she will be open for all other options.
Okay.
Maybe accountant?
Okay. Accounting firm, Accounting firm. Oh, this one very highly compliant sounds like. So maybe the number of people working inside there is probably she has many colleagues, 100 people, I say. Okay. I'll just do another update. So the yellow box is filled. So now we'll need to go to the goals and motivation. Goals and motivation.
Goals is
her goal accelerate at work and to want to take care of her kids well as well. I don't know.
Kids.
Balance work and family life.
I just sent.
I can't hear.
No, I just sent. I just shared the updated one.
Oh, you created a chat group, huh?
No, I didn't. I just shared in the
Okay,
Zoom.
okay.
Chat.
Okay, Kaylee, you can see, right?
Cannot. I can see what Yvonne shared.
The one that Yvonne shared. Okay. And then I won't share anything. I'll just type. So
motivation is her kids maybe keep crying and scratching from the itchiness and the pain from scratching.
Wants to find a solution to the daughter's or the son suffering. I don't know.
okay, so
Find a fast relief or
remedy
Yeah.
okay. For her kids.
Eczema.
Eczema condition. Eczema condition. Okay. And any more? Just one?
Looking for a drug-free solution because he's a kid probably.
For a drug-free solution.
Something that the kid wouldn't mind to use, because some kids they will refuse to apply any creams or lotions.
Yeah, because of the smell and texture wise.
So seeking for a comfortable texture.
Seeking for a cream that is acceptable by the child, that the child can accept.
For a cream, okay, that is acceptable to her kids. Okay. So I have 3 input. I'll just share again. Okay. Barriers and challenges.
Yeah, too many selections out there.
Okay, and scenario. Okay, this one is the whole scenario that you're telling you why you will want to consider to try Aislinn. So have you finished? I delete the first sentence first.
Wait, we want to work on it. I'm considering weight management because want to project
I want to ask you how long ago you want to. When you will consider a weight management program since 1 year ago, since 2020, January 2020.
Okay, can 2020 lah.
2020. Due to you not able to wear your.
Due to I need to buy new wardrobes. Every time.
Due to
need to upgrade wardrobe.
Need to upgrade from time to time. Can I just write like this? And then did you ever try to exercise? You try exercise, but you injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Haley is continuing to consume fat blocker because Chinese New Year is around the corner, and she has put on weight due to constantly eating. She is aware there are risks, but consider pushing. Okay, the next one, delete lah.
Which one?
Buying scenario.
He doesn't want to spend too long.
Wow, you like bak kwa also, fried food and lard.
A lot.
I want to say pork lard lah, but better not write lah. So don't write
Okay,
the word.
all right.
She.
I think that's it lah. That's it
I
lah.
think no need lah. The other 2 points,
The
no
other
need.
need lah.
No need.
I want to write. I already did some research, but not sure when to buy or donate.
Why you're not sure?
I need to study more, man. That's why.
Yeah.
Will she go to any pharmacy or will she go to those bigger ones?
For me, it's bigger ones.
Okay, to a
reputable something.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay, all right. IG devices, desktop at work.
Smart
Okay, I think
iPad, yeah, right.
yeah, this one
It's
is
all
common
there.
one. Yeah, it's all there. Okay, all right. Anything else to add on?
Just one thought.
Yeah.
About sorry. Not wanting to save up money, planning.
How could I mean basically he has tried remedial OTC remedials lah.
Yes, correct.
Maybe like shampoos, right? Those kind
Yeah.
of okay.
But has not been effective.
Search online for shelf remedies like what do you call shampoos? Actually, what do you call these kind of shampoos? Like, for example, in Singapore here we used to have Head and Shoulders for dandruff.
Common OTC shampoos.
Okay, common OTC.
Common anti-dandruff shampoo.
Okay.
A firm of 100 peoples, right? I guess she will also have a group of mummies group that she will ask for reviews. Like, you know, which brands is good. Yeah, I think also apply to all we have written down in the decision making.
Decision making.
The social media forum articles.
Self-directed parenting social media forums.
Yeah, she would have done the research and review, right? Conduct.
Is she the type that will buy in-store or search online for a cheaper price?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Actually, after doing research, she trusts the safety of SEO and decided to.
She trusts the safety of Aislinn. Hold on, can I add that? Do you think I can add a column?
Maybe you move one row up.
Oh, okay. What did I do? Wait,
Is there there's an undo button?
It's okay. I move this up.
I think so.
Huh?
I think we
Why
are
are
the
we all
only.
laughing? Oh, we are the only ones.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hey, all right. So sorry, you're back to the main room, all right, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a minute.
David, since we are waiting for the rest, can you elaborate a little bit about schema markup?
So just hold on. Let me just. Okay. So your question, Gabi, it's you want to know
Schema.
more about schema?
Yeah.
Schema as the snippet features, is it?
Yes.
What is your question in regards to that?
Because actually my team is actually looking into doing the schema markup so that you can have a better snippet visibility. So is there anything that we need to take notes about that?
Okay, so the snippet basically feature is basically determined by Google. So as I mentioned just now, right, that it depends on how authoritative your site is. So it depends on the content that you have in there. And also the things that how you also do your meta tagging of that page, meaning your page titles and things like that. And obviously it has to be, you have to wait over time to see the interaction, whether how many people have actually clicked through your website. Yeah, so and one of the tools that we use to track that, to see how the traffic's the click through on the landing pages that you created, that you want to be featured on the Sigma, is that we use the Google Analytics, what they call Google Analytics tool, right? Yeah. So I was wondering whether do you all use Google Analytics tools?
Yeah, we do.
You do, right? So what you need to do is that you need just like go into this section here where I show you in Google Analytics, and do kind of like tracking, right? Yeah. So just let me just quickly go into here. Okay, can you see the Google Analytics on your screen? Can, right, Gabi?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you click on the behavior, under site content, then under landing page, right? So you need to monitor, all right? So like example, this is one of your page that you have. So you got to see in terms of your number of sessions, how many new users and what's the bounce rate like. And the thing is that what you want to do here is that you want to tap on the new page, right? And new users, right? And over time, and then you set what they call the period, say on the top right hand side corner, at least you need to set it more than I think like 30 days. But in this case, for your Google Analytics, you can set more time period than this, right? So you can look at least on a quarter by quarter basis, and see the rise of this chart here, right? Whether it's like trending up or trending down, right? For your particular site, right? Like for example, let's just say look at this home page here. Yeah, so so you need to click on that specific page that you want it to be a snippet feature, and then you look at to see whether it's going up or going down, and look at the bounce rate, right? Especially this bounce rate here, because Google take into factor, right, how long they spend time on your page. So if your bounce rate is high, it's not going to make it up to the snippet feature.
Oh,
yeah.
What's
So
the percentage?
Well, the lowest the better, right? So it's a combination of factor number, how many people are going to your website, and how long they spend, and whether your bounce rate is low or not. So the thing is that you got to track this three indicator, right? And see whether is it doing well. If it's not doing well, then you got to basically come out with maybe a few versions, right, of the page, right? So you need to do kind of like A/B testing, right? So you have like version 1, page 1, version 2, page 2. So you can ask your web developers to actually, segregate the page. And then we use tools like Google Optimize to do A/B testing. All right. So then when we test the ad, we will test it systematically. That means, like, for example, sometimes it could be not just the content, it's the headlines. So we change the copy of headlines. So over time, you start to track those changes and see those changes, whether they move the needle. And once they move the needle, then you keep on doing, until you get your bounce rate low, high click through of the link. Then over time, you will see you monitor the ranking, which is basically your ranking on the search from position number. You probably start off with position number 25. Then you can see over time you start to grow to go up the ladder, 20, 21, right? So then when you reach to number 1 and you can see that you appear, you are number 1 on a snippet position, search SERP number 1. Remember, I shared this with you that from time to time, you yourself have to clear the cache, right?
Yeah.
The over time, right? So that, that's not a false position, right? Because you will be going through the web page many times over time, right? And Google will think that, oh, this web page is super important to you. So every time you key in the keyword, you will put the position number 1 for you, see? All right, which is not a true representation for the public in that case. Yep. Okay.
Okay.